Hello, hello. I am just typing up our today command. There we go. So it is Wednesday. We are going to be streaming all day. And then in the afternoon rating, oh, whoops, this stuff should all be down here. In the afternoon, we're going to be rating B, whom I found through Reddit. Hey, Zyletics. Hey, Mr. Hussein. Welcome in, welcome in. Okay, so the main thing we wanted to do this week was this goal of getting this ready for YouTubers. And I was talking to Plum Yeti over DM, and he's available tomorrow to make a video. So I figure it's kind of close enough. I'd love to get to the point where we could add another twist, which means we need to focus on probably adding more positive and negative effects. Yeah. Anyway, I had an idea here, which is your workers leave you. So if we do another round of twists, we could add that in. Let me see how many we have right now. Trade-off generator. Also, I'm on a new branch, right? Yeah, I'm on a new branch. So we gotta publish today. Reach out to people. Plum, Yeti, Arixa. I think Roy Martini was another one. Publish a new version. Reach out to people. This I'm just not apparently gonna do. Okay, so how many of these do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 positive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 negative. And then how many are unique? So here's how we're going to do this. We're just going to look through one by one. So this is unique. This is not, this is not, this is not, this is not. This is unique. This is unique. This and this. Okay. So these are the stats at the beginning of the day. 8 positive, 4 unique, and 6 negative, 1 unique. And we got to bump these up somehow. Yeah, somehow. I don't know. So beginning of day trade-off choices. In order for us to present 2 choices, we need to make sure that there are at least, how do we do this? Hang on, I'm trying to figure out how this would work. So we present 3 positive and 3 negative each time. But a positive choice can't appear as a negative one in the same set. So if we have 3 negative ones, they could all be taken by the positive ones. So then we need 3 extra ones. So if we have 6 negative ones, then it's still possible there's a problem. So we need enough unique negative ones. This is a very hard thing to figure out. We need more content. So I'm trying to figure out what's the minimum amount we need to make today, but we obviously need to make more than that, but we just can't do all that today. So anyway, whatever. Let's just add whatever ideas I have. What do we have here? Remove the quick move entity. I don't like that idea. Treasure chests take longer to open. This is probably not such a big negative. Yeah. So as far as ideas go, I think these are maybe the better ones. And then this one that I just came up with, your workers leave you. Strike. Your workers leave. Also, I still think synergy is kind of the name of the game, and we need synergy between systems. Yeah. Synergy is the name of the game in most roguelikes. So more synergies between systems would be worthwhile. Even Slay the Spire has synergy between attacking and defending. E.g., I don't know what the relic is called. Slay the Spire relics. There's some relic which says when you do 3 attacks. Why is this not showing up? Do I have to hover over these? Oh man. Okay. Well, that one I think. Yeah. Where is it? E.g. ornamental fan is 3 attacks in a turn, grants 4 block. Yeah. We need more things like that. And I think that's what's gonna solidify a lot of the game for us. Like, oh, you got the treasure room and you got the fishing pond, and they're both kind of more advanced than the other ones. So now there's some synergy between them. Hey, Luca. That's a nice goose icon. All right, and how many? We said we had 4 positive unique ones, but unique ones can't have a problem, right? Because they're no, wait, they could. Oh God, I don't know. All right, let's just make some content. And maybe some regular perks would be good too. So yeah, how's this one sound? Enemies explode in battle. This is only useful when there are enough enemies that them exploding is a problem for you. And I don't know how I feel about this. I'm trying to think, like, how do you work around some of these things, or how does this impact you? So let's say you chose this and you're fighting on a location that has, I don't know, 5 enemies. So the first 4 can explode and hurt you. The last one, you've already won the match. But the first 4 can explode. They need to explode for enough to make you not go to that location, I guess. Like, effectively, what is this doing? I'm doing well. I'm a bit nervous about everything that's been happening. Come on, Abby. Abby? Oh, okay. She just wants to sit on the chair next to me. Good, Katza. Oh, no, she doesn't. She wants to come over here. Okay, hi. Yeah, I'm a bit nervous about this. I think I need to plumb the depths of game design for this and figure out how we can make this as enjoyable as possible. Is it true that you can see how many people are playing right now? Through Steam, you can, yeah. It's probably like 3 people. It's not like there's been a lot of momentum lately. Oh, okay, kitty cat. What a good cat. Huh? Better than nothing? Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't complaining. I was just saying, I was as potentially asking what would be a follow-up question. I would assume that would have been the next thing. I probably had this to be a percentage of my life. So I don't know what this is doing. In a battle with 5 enemies, the first 4 explode, which I guess just makes them harder, but not in a very compelling way. Oh, whoa, that was the loudest thing ever. Like, turn it down. Hey, TiVo. Thank you for the raid. Spooked me. How's it going? Yeah, welcome in, everyone. We are working on challenge mode today. How's your game going? Are you still liking Godot? Oh, we're still working on the same thing as last time, which is challenge mode. And more specifically, what we're trying to work on right now is coming up with ideas for trade-offs in the game. And, oh, I gotta stop that. This just takes a long time on Mac. What's going on? Oh, there we go. All right, so turn off borderless. There we go. Okay, so this, when you choose 4 of these perks, the 5th one is a trade-off one. And there's a positive and a negative effect for all of these. And I just need to come up with more of these that are actually interesting. So for example, there's this one, enemy stat multiplier. Enemies are stronger, basically. Like, there are lots of ways of saying enemies are stronger. You could say plus power, plus health. You could give them abilities. You could add more of them. You could add more waves of them, which is another aspect of add more of them, like per wave, or add more waves. And that's about it, I think. I guess technically you could weaken your adventurers. It's sort of like making enemies stronger. It's a different theme though. But yeah, there are only so many things you can do. And in a game where you've automated the game, it's not really all that interesting to do some of these. Like, let's say enemies could poison you. There's no workaround for that. That's just them doing more damage, basically. So poison and more power, pretty much the same thing. And it's kind of weird that it's that way in this game, because in most other games that wouldn't be the case. You'd be like, oh, poison is different. I'm going to play differently. I'll try to remove the debuff, or I'll try to like run away from the battle and heal up or something. Does not work that way in this game. Designing some plants and platforms. Nice, 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 nice. Yeah. Yeah, do you have a link to your game or a screenshot or something? Because, yeah, I'd like to see. Oh, also, hey, Kevin. I missed your morning message because the raid spooked me. Yeah, so I think my conclusion is this is not that interesting. I wonder if we do need to think of some of this stuff in terms of anti-synergy. I'm not sure. Yeah. Let's see. Wild Cosmos. Oh, neat. I remember you mentioning Super Mario Galaxy. So you said you were working on plants and platforms, yeah. Yeah, very cool. Also, it's farther along than I just randomly assumed based on almost nothing. You crash into an unknown asteroid belt, explore this alien world, leave between asteroids, and find a way to repair your spaceship. Neat. Yeah, neat. Hey, Goose. Make all enemies poisonous and explosive. Yeah, it just doesn't have much of an impact in this game. Yeah. Which makes me think I need to come up with something different here. I think I need to just come up with what we're even doing with this. Like, what makes for an interesting negative impact? I guess either it's general enough. Let's just take a look at the ones we have, because these are the ones we do have. Which is income multiplier, or I guess impactful enough. Income multiplier, -1 adventurer. More powerful enemies. Farm crop value is not super interesting, but I guess it's more in the impactful side. Minus crop value, plus perk cost, dud perks. Yeah. So all of these are. Let's just write whether it's general or impactful. I guess this is general, 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 because this affects everything. This is general and this is general. So this is the only one that I guess would be categorized as a little bit impactful, and even then it's not really. Like, not all systems are super important. And maybe that's the problem with this. Like, if you saw a negative for the treasure room, you may take it just because you don't really need the treasure room. I guess that's why we should present certain options at certain times. So, like, we probably shouldn't give you a negative for the treasure room early on. Also, negatives for specific systems probably need to be very negative. It's just, we need the choice to be interesting if we're going to give you this choice. And it almost makes me wonder, should we just have 2 choices? Okay, that's potentially smart. Yeah. Maybe we should just have 2 choices for this. That way there's only so much you can minimize here. All right, I think this is genius. I don't know why I hadn't thought of this before. All right, we're definitely coding that today. Make only 2 trade-off. Well, I don't even need to write it on my to-do list. It should just be change a number from 3 to 2. Yeah, num choices 2. Done. All right, take care, Tebow. Thanks again for the raid. Hope you have a good walk. And yeah, best of luck on the game. All right, this should do a lot for us. Because now we can show another one of these choices. Let's go find out where this is called. Yeah, here. So num perk spot equals 4, or num perk spot equals. So your first one's after 4. I think it's pretty reasonable. The next one, I'm just gonna write 15, but let's think about this. Do you have a blue sky? I do have a blue sky. I don't use it a lot, although I did just post a new video yesterday. I know you have to go walk the dog, but I don't really get Twitter or Blue Sky from a consumer perspective. I've never been hooked on the platforms. I've never seen the interest. There's a bunch of, I don't know. I've tried. I don't get it. So yeah, I make the occasional post. I'd probably follow you on there, but I'd probably never actually look at any post. Oh, I see. Gotcha. Hey, Vintage. Never understood Twitter or Blue Sky. Yeah. Yeah. I'm in the same camp. I get Reddit. I feel like there's more nuance in the discussions there, and I think it's easier to find what I'm interested in. I think the problem with Twitter and Blue Sky, for me at least, is there are hashtags which people abuse and they don't have moderators. So how do you find the content you even want to find? And then the discussions are much shorter, and everyone is an influencer on the platform, not a contributor, I feel. Like everyone, well, not everyone, but most people. Something like that. Reddit nuance doesn't sound right. Not a lot of nuance, but more. Hard to find things you like. Yeah. And so on Blue Sky, I subscribe to some like game dev feeds, and I see some patterns there that I didn't really like. Like someone just followed me on Blue Sky. Let me show this. I think this is kind of funny. This person, I think, they're following 11,000 people. Like, to me, what I assume this is like it's like clicking like on a post. Well, I'll just follow literally everybody, and maybe I'm a little cynical here, but to me this strikes me as a marketing thing. Like this person has commissions open, and every time you follow someone, it's like, oh, maybe they'll follow you back. So you follow 11,000 people, and maybe you got like 200 or 300 followers that way. I don't know. That's my like I said, cynical assumption about this. Where you're describing is more related to Instagram and TikTok. I haven't really used Instagram or TikTok, so I can't compare those platforms. But yeah, I haven't seen any interesting discussions on Blue Sky. And the parts where I want there to be discussion, it's like the thread just ends. There's like 0 responses or 1 response. Did capture break? Yes, it did. I don't, did that happen like midstream? I don't know how that happened. Yeah, sorry, I was typing a bunch of stuff out that I guess was not actually on stream. You had to make the discussion too? I don't want to make the discussion though, right? I want to like read what other people have to say about stuff. And sometimes there's just there's no follow-up. I think maybe that's part of the issue is like Reddit, I haven't ever really needed to write a comment or make a post. There's just stuff to read. But on Blue Sky, it's a bunch of like random threads between people. But anyway, I'm not saying the platforms are bad for everybody. I'm just saying they do not appeal to me. And I've tried enough times now. Like, I'll try to make it a habit to go to Blue Sky every day, and I'm just bored. Maybe I do need to post more, and that's what would make it more interesting. But I'm not really enticed by that idea. Okay, so we've got 2 of these now. I gotta restart this. Oh yeah, by the way, I hope this doesn't sound like antagonistic. I'm not trying to say you're wrong or something. It's just I'm expressing an opinion. But yeah, take care. Have a nice dog walk. All right, here we go. Yeah, I think this is a little bit better. And I think it makes it clearer, or at least easier to look at. I wonder if we should also pause this screen when we're here. I should consider that. Consider pausing while you're on a perks page. Maybe have this be a game option. Okay, so this is a great change that we have here. So now we're guaranteed to have at least 2 choices. Say we show this 1 unique, we'd have 5 remaining. Yeah, we're guaranteed to have at least 2 choices. Okay, I'm gonna check this in. Show only 2 trade-offs at once. I think that having 3 options is a bit too much for now. For one, we don't have that many unique options. Oh wait, I gotta figure this out too. Oh man. The only way to know what this should be is to figure out, like, at what point in the game would you have gotten 15 perks? Because we end with like 60, but you get a lot of money toward the end of the game. How about this? Let's do that, and let's do 1 more of these. Maybe at 35. I kind of want the same general formula for this. So this is like times 4-ish. We can't do times 4 again. Yeah, they're both like times 2 plus 7. Yeah. That kind of works. Okay. No, there are sites that I feel have almost no value. I think LinkedIn is the top of the list for sites I strongly dislike. I just can't stand LinkedIn. But yeah, I'm not very much a like social media user. It's like Twitch, YouTube, occasionally Reddit. But yeah, I never got into Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Shorts, like Reels, Threads, Twitter, Blue Sky, Snapchat. I've never been interested in those. Okay, show only 2 trade-offs at once. Change trade-off system. We now only show 2 choices at once. I think this should be less overwhelming. It should make the choice feel slightly more impactful, since otherwise you would almost always have a negative option that hardly affects you. We also show 2 more trade-off perks throughout the game. I just chose semi-reasonable numbers. For now, we may have to rebalance this. Okay. Hey, Matt. All right. So going back to this, I don't think this is interesting. Yeah, I don't think this is interesting. You know what might be interesting? What if you had something like adventurers only regenerate life when they die? That's potentially a perk, or a positive, though. What if they still took time as though they hadn't died? Then no, it's probably not good. Because I was wondering, like, what if you made life persistent between battles? It technically already is. But there's no way to start a new battle without being at full life. But what if you could? Very compelling way. You'll take slightly more damage during a fight. And the fights with more enemies will be harder. Oh, man. All right, I don't know. This one I definitely want to code. Your workers leave you. I think this is pretty interesting. Maybe as a final choice. Like, you lose all your workers, but you could still get more. Such a funny option. Now, I want to code this. And I'd like to have some other things here. I think along these lines. Yeah, this whole not all systems are super important. This is what led to this. And then negatives need to be very negative. You think there's another skeleton town better than this? I made skeletons acceptable. Yeah, where are they going to go if they strike? That's right. All right, so yeah, what if we had something like treasure chests take 2 minutes longer to open? To some extent, we can just test this and then find out, are people picking this? Are they not picking this? There's probably some... Actually, this could also be seen as a buff. Oh, man. Because then you could use another key on it. I am very bad at this. This could be a buff, since you could use another key on it. Maybe something like keys cost more. Yeah, sure, whatever. Let's say that. So maybe, what if we had something like keys cost 25G more than they normally do? So for one, you could ignore the treasure system entirely. And then there's no negative here. Two, you could ignore keys entirely. And then there's no real negative here. But let's say you did really rely on keys. You probably just wouldn't choose this. So that's the issue that we have at the end of all of this. It's like, if you're given a choice of -1 adventurer versus, like, yeah, keys cost 25 gold more, both of these are going to impact you, assuming you have the treasure system. But if you don't have the treasure system, you'd be like, well, I'm taking this because this isn't that bad. Yeah. Okay, so then maybe I need something like some of your adventurers leveled down. Level down your strongest adventurers. Hey, banana. Big banana. Donkey Kong banana. Yeah, so I gotta write this somewhere. Design note. For negatives to matter, they either need to... Well, they need to be impactful. I guess for negatives to be impactful, they either need to be general or targeted at your run. For example, if you haven't gotten the treasure room or don't really care about it, and you get a negative saying chests have, I don't know, minus 50% loot, you may just, you may pick it because it's hardly changing your gameplay. But I don't want to target them at what you've been putting perks into, or do I? Like, we see that you've gotten 5 perks in the treasure room, so we show you this negative, whereas otherwise we wouldn't have shown it to you. But then what's the point? Oh, man. I gotta think about this. I wonder if this is pointing to some deeper issue in the game. I want to copy all of this here. What makes for an interesting negative impact? Or impactful enough? Yeah, so for negatives to be impactful, they either need to be general or targeted at your run. If you haven't gotten the treasure room and don't really care about it. If you haven't gotten many treasure room perks and you're presented with a negative saying hardly changing your gameplay. It hardly changes your gameplay, I guess, or whatever. Why is it highlighting this? Oh. So we could target it at your run. We see that you have more than 5 treasure perks, and then slap you with the chests have minus 50% loot. But it essentially stops you from forming synergies. I mean, I guess it doesn't stop you. Maybe we should try this. But what would you do if you had to take this then? So now you take chests have less loot, and you're like, well, I already got 5 perks for that. Are you like, well, I'll just work through it, and we'll just keep getting more perks? Because if so, I guess that didn't really change your decision making. Man, this is very tough. What would you do if you'd planned on having a treasure run and then feel like you have to choose that particular negative? Your options are basically continue anyway. Option 1A would be invest in the treasure room more to counteract the negative. Option 1B would be stop investing in the treasure room but still use it. Option 2 would be ignore the treasure room. That's pretty much it, right? You either use it or you don't. And either you invest in it more or you don't. You're not going to invest in it and ignore it. That'd be stupid. Man, game design is hard. Also, this track is pretty good. It's very fitting. I kind of want to change one of the instruments though. But yeah. The whole point of these trade-offs was because nothing else is going to instill constraints on your game. Guess I need to keep that in mind. Was to give you constraints after a run has started. That way you have to change what you're doing. I guess if it doesn't change what you're doing, yeah, if it doesn't change what you're doing, then there was no reason for it to exist in the first place. The negative isn't the only way that this can affect your actions, though. There's also a positive. Free treasure chests. I mean, imagine you got free treasure chests, but they have less loot in them. I guess it's kind of an interesting choice. Like, keys cost more. Yeah, I think I want to target this at runs. Imagine not being able to get the fishing pond at all and then seeing a negative for it. You'd be very happy. Maybe that's part of the fun. But I feel like we should make sure that you've at least built that building. And maybe that you've gotten at least one perk for it. Maybe we just do something really basic. See if you've built that building. And maybe check if you've gotten at least one perk for it. And we may only do this for the later choices, since you may not have built a lot for the first set of choices. Yeah, I think that's probably reasonable. Otherwise, we're presenting negatives to you that you can pretty much just ignore. It would feel like probably a lot of your runs would work out this way. Or you wait until you've chosen the first one and then you start specializing. But I wonder what happens. Yeah, okay, yeah. I think that's the conclusion that I have here. Yeah. So then we can add this in. We could add something like this, but not maybe treasure chests take a minute longer to open. It'd probably be treasure chests have less loot. Maybe they start with fewer keys applied to them. I think it's the opposite of innate keys. How does it work right now? Treasure chest. I think there's an apply innate keys. Yeah, here it is. In challenge mode, we just give you 3 random effects. So what if we just gave you 2? That sounds pretty reasonable. Treasure chests start with less loot. Yeah. Okay, so let's do that. And then for this, make sure that you have the treasure room before this can show up. And that should be easy enough to do. I have like a can generate or something, right? Income multiplier. There's generate. Is there can generate? Please tell me there's can generate. There is not. Okay, I guess we just haven't done that yet. But that's because we didn't have a reason to do that. So where's generate called? Here. Yeah. We just remove the ones that you already had. So we need to check them all and make sure that you can generate any of these. Okay. I think that's reasonable. And the checks for these should be pretty fast too. And this is only when you click a button in the UI. All right, we need a can generate function. This is the to-do list thing though. All right, I'll just copy paste this whole thing. In case people try it out there and think the costs are too low. They fluffed. So we'll add 2 more negatives. Level down your strongest adventurers. This one I think is really interesting. You can only fight in the forest and the forest and the inferno. So you can fight in the starting area and the ending area. So if you took this and you're not already fighting in the inferno, then I guess too bad. You have to go to the forest. Which might not be fun, because I guess what else are your adventurers doing then? I like the idea, though, as a final perk. We just need to make sure it's timed well, maybe. Which means that perk should probably happen like 25 minutes into a run. Or we could just kind of split the difference and say you can only fight in the jungle now. Yeah, that could be maybe more interesting. Maybe we change this to you can only fight in the jungle. It's sort of in the middle, but should give a little bit of everything. And if we make sure that you can actually handle this location. I think one of the issues with this, though, is that now there's no choice. So you're not at least like, oh, do I go to the easy place or the hard place? You're just saying, I always go to this place. Also, it means we need to end whatever battle you're in. Which I guess we do when it comes to adventure limit. It reduces the choice by quite a bit, though. All right, let's code these. And then I think we could probably come up with one more positive one. Oh, that one was pretty nice. For each fish in your fishing pond, increase the power of all enemies. So it's basically just keep your fishing pond low. Which is probably not super interesting. Maybe we also say, I don't know, something like that. Positive, get reroll tokens when rendering twists. Balancing. Okay, man, let's get started. I'm gonna do these things. Okay, workers leave you. Let's go code this. Or like workers strike. Yeah. So this is gonna be kind of interesting because it's something sort of like this one, but not exactly. This doesn't require a building ID. Generate is always true. Description here, so this will be worker strike. Your existing workers all leave you. Maybe this way, all of your existing workers leave town. You can still recruit new ones. Okay, there, that's it. So now let's go add this into trade-off generator. This is gonna be a -1, ability ID.worker strike. And when you get this, the town needs to know that you've gotten this. Change level, yeah. Else if ability ID equals this. Now, I wonder if this is going to break things when you load from the game. It probably will. This is just random code the AI added in. I didn't want that there. Because this should only be when you unlock this for the first time. But this is on changed level. which may be a problem. Let's just take a look at whether it's going to be a problem. In fact, how about... I could just put a breakpoint here and see when this is hit right now. Yeah, let's just rerun this. If it gets hit when you load from a game, I think we're going to have an issue. So go to title screen, go over to here. We need to get the perk. So we click this. So it gets hit, that's expected. We save, we load. Does not get hit. Okay, wow, well, that's good, I guess. I don't know how that's possible. How is that possible? Set all abilities. Oh, we literally just call set. Okay. All right, well then this should be easy, right? We just get rid of all the workers you had. Do we have a way of doing that? Remove worker? Oh, we do. So what do we do? Workers.count is 0. We just remove the last one that you had. So just remove all of your workers. We're just freeing them all, right? Do we have a remove all workers? We don't. Because the way that this works is it's actually going to iterate over this. It'll be an O of n squared thing, which that's fine. It's just removing workers. Even if there are 10 of these, it'll do, what? 55 iterations, something like that. Where do we code that? Strike. Yeah, here. Remove worker. So int num workers equals get workers. Is there no get workers? There's just workers? What is that? Then I read only list and it gets all the workers. Okay, well. There we go. Okay, so how do we test this now? I think we go to this and just delete everything else. Yeah. I'm not sure if this will work though, because the next time you hire a worker, or when you get cloning or something, it might try bringing you up to a certain amount. How does cloning work? It just calls create worker. No, this should be fine. So let's do this. Let's do this. So now we have 3 workers. 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to get a bunch of town perks, but not cloning. Yep. And now we get the worker strike. So all your existing workers leave town. They're all gone. Yep, they're all gone. No errors. And if we hire a new one, we get... Oh, we get... Uh-oh, that's bad. Oh, man. Well, that's really funny. Also, the fact that you're getting the one with a cloak, I mean, I guess that's okay, but that's not really you. But this is definitely an issue. And that worker's just kind of stuck there. And that it put you in the tutorial again. It's kind of funny. I guess what we should do is remove all but your first worker. Yeah, which is not super interesting. So this is num workers -1. Because why would you leave the town? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, and then once we get the conditions, we should add that. Once we have can generate, make sure you have at least maybe 3 workers before offering the worker strike perk. So I guess what's maybe a little bit more interesting is let's go to the title screen. Let's do... Oh, wait, no, I got to restart. Can't just go to the title screen. Let's go into industry mode where we start with, I think, like 4 workers or something. Maybe 5. Title screen, industry. Start with 4 extra workers, yeah. So we should have a total of 5 skeletons. There's the main one, and there are the 4 extra ones. And now we get... Now we get worker strike. So yours should still exist. And now hiring a new worker should work. Nice. All right, and what if we get cloning? We need to find cloning first. I don't see it yet. Oh, interesting. Okay, well, we can ignore that. Except for now we're gonna get dud perks. Oh no. Why hasn't cloning shown up? Oh, come on. Seriously? It shouldn't take this long. It's a random chance. It's like 3 out of 50 or something, right? And I've done this a million times. Maybe it doesn't show up in this mode? I might have just... Oh, there it is. Alright, cloning. Extra workers. Okay, so how many do we have? We have 2. And if I click this... We now get our 3rd one. Yeah, okay. That's working. No loader found for resource dud perk? What? Oh, I never added in the SVG? That doesn't seem right. No, no, it's there. What is this? No loader found for resource. That's strange. It's an SVG, it's just like everything else. And I'm guessing it... Huh, no, it didn't work. Was this always broken? Oh, weird. Why, though? Oh, I just need to click a dough? Okay. That should fix it. This isn't even... Oh, wait, we won't find dud perks until we get 4 of these. And there's dud perks. And there's the perk. And does the icon work? Yeah, nice. Okay, great. All right, so... Oh, there's an import file now. I guess I just never clicked Godot back then. Add missing import file or SVG. All right, well, that was a mistake, but it's fixed now. So this is worker strike. And yeah, all this looks good. So this is all of your workers leave town. You can still recruit new ones. Maybe all of your skeletons, except for you, leave town. I don't like this. I like 2 parenthetical statements. See, the problem is your. If you interpret this as your player character, then your workers means everyone who's not you. But if you interpret it as you, the human behind the computer, then all of your workers would mean even your main skeleton. So all of your skeletons, yeah, I think we just need to write except for you leave town. You can still recruit new ones. Yeah, sure, whatever. It's clear. Yeah, and the rest of this is looking good. Okay, so check in this and this. And then this needs to be changed so that these are all back the way that they were. What? Oh, that was on 2 different lines. Okay, there we go. Add worker strike, negative trade-off. Hey, narrative. Don't think you even need parentheses around except for you. You don't technically, but I like putting them in sometimes to make it clear what the point of the message is. Like it's a parsing thing more than it is an actual syntax requirement, I guess. And there are a few other places where I've done that. All right, okay. So let's go make can generate because I think this is going to be important. So, wow, there were a lot of tabs open. Let's go to player strike, or no, worker strike. So there's generate up there. I want to make a can generate. Do we ever do this anywhere else? We do. Turns false if the perk cannot be generated for the given adventurer class. Yeah, so we need the town for this. Oh, man. Yeah, oops, sorry. Sorry, Ketso. I spooked her when I made that sound. It's okay. She is so peaceful right now. Let me take a picture. Okay. Now let me share this picture with you. Here. This is my cat right now. Look at how peaceful she looks. Those are some claws, though. Alright, so we're going to do a can generate, but it's going to take in different things. So I guess let's just copy paste this. And we'll take in the town and num trade-offs presented so far. And then make this a Boolean can generate. Returns true if you're allowed to generate this trade-off. For example, maybe there's a negative choice saying the farm takes longer, crops take longer to grow. And you only want it to show up if you actually have the farm. Yeah. Okay, so then this shouldn't be abstract. It should be virtual. And its definition should be true. So by default, every perk can be generated, or every ability can be generated. And the ones that can't or are conditional should override this. So Worker Strike, for example, we're going to override that. Override. And we're going to say that this is only true when you have get workers. Workers.count is greater than 2. This counts your existing one. So this should, if it's greater than 2, it means you're going to lose 2. Is losing 2 workers a big enough trade-off? I guess it's up to you. Yeah, I'll start it at that. So only generate. Yeah, I'll just say only generate this negative if you have enough workers. Otherwise, it won't impact you. I think this is smart. Not how I coded this or anything, but just this idea. Like, what's the point of presenting you with a positive option and a negative option if the negative option won't ever affect you? And you could argue that, okay, well, that's part of the strategy, right? I'm going to pick negatives that are minimal, and I'm going to pick positives that are maximal. But if you get offered this early, maybe not a specific one, but if you get offered a negative early on, and you're like, oh, I just won't do this thing anymore the rest of the game. I can see both arguments. Never mind. I still think it's a good idea. I think maybe part of the issue... Yeah, part of the issue is I don't want you ignoring the negatives. I want them to feel like there is some trade-off. And this is how we guarantee that. But I've only done this for one so far. So let's go look at every single other ability that we have. There aren't that many. So if I just search for colon trade-off. All right, so different adventure limits. Yeah, this one's always fine. Dud perks, that one's always fine. Enemy stat multiplier, always fine. Farm crop value. Okay, so this one, maybe we want to require you to have the farm. Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. So where is can generate? I put it in here. And I put it beneath generate, not that it matters. Okay, so you can generate this if town.farm is not null. There, that's it. You need to have the farm.
Now, this in itself doesn't tell us that you're using it or that you care about it. We could check to see, do you have, 3-4 perks for the farm, but I think that's okay. Just checking to see if you have it is probably good enough. So next up, fish give gold. Yep, this one should only be, wait, this is positive. No, this one should be presented no matter what. I think the positive, you're incentivized to seek out a positive option. So we shouldn't have requirements for those. But we should for the negative ones. I should write that down. This is, I mean, the very nature of incentives. Where did I... Yeah. We don't have to target positives at your run, because they're literally incentives. So the player is naturally steered toward wanting to fulfill the positives. Yeah, I think that's the interesting part here. We have a positive and we have a negative. And if we say positive, something like the farm is 500% better, and we have a negative saying the pond is 500% worse. If you don't have the farm, you might still choose this because you're like, oh, I'm going to get it now. I'm going to invest in that. That's really good. But if you don't have the pond here, you're going to ignore that thing. You're disincentivized from getting it. And by ignoring it, it's going to feel like, oh, I hardly had to make a trade-off. See, I like this. So then we're not going to do anything for that. Free guild supplies, same thing. Not going to do anything. Free treasure chest, not going to do anything. This we don't need to do. Income multiplier is fine no matter what. Yeah, so all we need to modify was this one, I guess. So let's go test it out. You should not be able to see the farm crop value thing or the worker strike thing because I'm not going to fulfill their conditions. Yeah. So in order to not fulfill the condition, we can't start with a farm. So I need to pick a different specialization. So let's pick adventuring. And now let's go get the trade-offs. So after 4 choices, all we're testing is that those can't show up, which is not a guarantee here. And it showed up anyway. So I remember why. It's because I never called can't generate. Oh, man. Well, that worked exactly how it should have, which is proving that there's a bug early on. Okay, so we take out the abilities that are disallowed. And they're disallowed because they're abilities you already have chosen. Yeah, that's fine. And then we take out all the abilities that... So how do we do this? All ability IDs dot what? Remove where? Yeah, nice. Okay. The only way for this to work is if we pass in the town, which we have there. So I guess we have to just pass it in here. Town. Town. And then delete this. Okay, how's that look? Can generate should just be static, right? I guess we have the same problem even if it's static though. But yeah, I don't see why it couldn't be static. It's not accessing any part of the class. Generate needs to fill something in. Yeah, anyway, this is fine. Okay, so what's the real way we can test this? I guess just add in like 5 choices here. The UI is going to look terrible, but it'll make sure that we don't see this thing, and now we should not see the thing. So for example, we won't have a farm and we won't have 3 workers. So we shouldn't see worker strike and we shouldn't see the farm crop value thing. So we click this. Yep, they're not showing up. And what's more, we didn't even generate the other 2 options because they're not possible. Wait, is that true that they're not possible? Trade-off generator 5. I can't scroll this. Something's a bit strange here. We don't have enough negatives? We got income multiplier, different adventurer, enemy stat. We can't generate that. We can't generate that. We got this one, and we got this one. Yeah, so we chose everything, which is, yep, this is working. All right, cool. Cool. Can generate. Yeah, pretty reasonable. Okay, so allow conditional trade-off generation. Farm crop value and worker strike are only generated now if they'll actually impact you to some extent. I mean, it may not be a big impact. The other thing I should probably write is that this should only be used for negative stuff. Turns true if you're allowed to generate this trade-off. And I'll just write note should probably only be used for negative abilities, since positive ones are literally incentives to begin with. So the player will want to seek them out. However, one case I could see for not showing a positive one is if it's impossible. You're playing on a run that prevents you from building the farm. Then maybe you shouldn't see a farm perk. Hey, Alex, should I generate commit message? So I have, and it was when it first came out, and it was not very impressive. So if I were to try it here, here's what I wrote. Whoops. Enhanced trade-off ability generation logic to consider town context. Yeah, like I think what I wrote is better. Also, it doesn't generate it according to my style guidelines. It generates more than 50 characters as a subject. How do you do everything through code, or at least are you using the editor? I use the editor for UI. So like if I'm making a menu, I'm probably going to do it in the UI. It's just easier to see. But otherwise, yeah, I try to use code for stuff. But also, this is something that's not technically even Godot. This is just C# stuff. So I couldn't really do it through the editor. Conditional trade-off generation. Yeah, nice. Okay. But hey, 760 HT. Okay, so those have been coded. Next up, treasure chests start with less loot. So this part's done. This is done. Treasure chests start with less loot. All right, so ability ID, treasure chest, less loot, 177. Okay, what happens if we give you no loot? No loot would be stupid. We can't give you no loot. We can make it really, really light on loot. Treasure chest. Num keys to apply. Let's set this to 0. And then see what happens. I think it's going to start with one item in it. But one item is practically worthless. That's not good. Missing. Oh, whoops. I made an ability, but I didn't fill it in. I was like, how could there be a bug? I haven't done anything. Okay, so now we got to build the treasure room, which means we need some money. There it is. And now we're going to get a treasure chest, and there are no keys applied to it. So yeah, it has one item. All right, the reason I did this is because I have a question. Should we parameterize the new ability? So if no, it would always be minus X keys, where X is a constant between 1 and 3. If yes, then the first level would probably be -1, the next -2, and the final one -3. Does Godot hot reload because the recompile is so fast? So Godot will hot reload some scene changes, and if you're using GDScript, it'll hot reload GDScript by default. But C# is not hot reloaded by default, and the only way of setting it up right now for me was unreliable. Like sometimes it just literally wouldn't work. And whenever you have a feature that you want to rely on that doesn't work, let's say at least like 20% of the time, it might as well just not exist. Especially something that's intended to save time. Because You need to get to the point where you're like, oh, I expected this to have hot reloaded. You get back into the game, you realize it hasn't. So now you need to get out of wherever you were, rebuild, and get back into that scenario. So I just turned it off completely. So yeah, should we parameterize this? This is based on you having the treasure room. Problem is that this basically kills the treasure room. I guess we don't need to decide whether we parameterize this or not. And also, if we did parameterize it, it's going to be like 3 extra lines of code. Yeah, I think -1 is fine. Let's just do -1. All right, so what is this most similar to? Probably fish give gold, except for it's negative. Int delta, or like num keys fewer. I guess I am parameterizing this. So this requires the treasure room. And then this is here. And we can call it amount. That's fine. All right, now what do we do? Get amount. This is get num keys fewer, and then replaces that. Generate, I think, is always gonna be 1. Yeah. Okay, so what do we call this? Maybe like stolen loot. I don't really like that name. Less loot. No, we already have something called less loot, don't we? What would you call it when you open up a treasure chest and there's just less loot inside? Disappointing treasure? Disappointing treasure. Okay. Treasure chests start with less loot in them. There. So we can just delete this. All right, so there's our ability. Now we need to go code it. So when you apply innate keys, the number of keys to apply is going to be 3 unless you have this ability. Pool has less loot ability equals what? Town? Yeah. Town.player abilities dot has unlocked ability. All right, so if you have less, actually, what am I doing? We don't even need to do this, do we? Yeah, we could just do this. We could say town.player abilities dot get ability or default. That's not how this works. All right, now what's the problem there? This is treasure chest less loot. Okay, so this is going to be equal to int num keys fewer. We don't need this. And we do this minus this. All right, now what's the problem? Expression being assigned is not a constant. Yep. Well, we could just make this like, could say normal num keys to apply equals 3. Yeah. All right, I think that'll work. Let's go test it out. So we need trade-off generator to know about this. Ability ID dot less loot. And we need to make sure you have the treasure room. I didn't do that. Yeah, so close out of this. I don't even have a can generate in here. Let's just take it from worker strike. Actually, let's take it from crop value, because this is practically identical to what I want. Treasure room is not null. All right. Okay, so we don't have the treasure room. So when we go to generate trade-offs, it won't show up. Let's generate as many as we can. 5. 5 isn't even gonna work. It's gonna generate, I think, 3, maybe 4. But it won't have the treasure room, which is what we're testing. And then I will make one that has the treasure room, so that obviously we're gonna test the right thing. All right, so pick 4 random things, and then this. So we should not see the new treasure room one. We don't. But if I go to the title screen and I start with the treasure room, and then we do that same thing. Here it is. Treasure chests start with less loot in them. Okay, so let's try this out. This has 1, 2, 3 keys applied. 1, 2, 3, yep, 3. They should all have 3. 1, 2, 3, yep. And 1, 2, 3, yeah, cool. Okay, so they all have 3 keys applied. Now I'm gonna get that perk. And now they shall have 2 keys applied. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 2, yeah, nice. Cool, it's working. Go, my worker army. Take all of the treasure. Pathetic. Pathetic amount of loot. Why is this not saying that I've leveled up? Oh, there it goes. Hey, Thorn. Wait a second. It only says level up if you have that adventure? Is that a mistake? I can't tell. I have the mage, but if I drag... Okay, well, there's no dragging because they're taking them all from me. All right, let's speed this up. Do we ever see something that's not the mage? Nope. Interesting. Yeah, interesting. So now if I hire all those adventurers, yeah, they've leveled up. They just don't show that. Why did I do that? What does it say? Stats increased? Adventurer collected enough guild supplies. Oh, this just shouldn't be here. 10-minute sub mode made me almost just leave. Yeah, that's intentional. YouTube chat has been a terrible, terrible chat experience for me as a streamer. It's a bunch of people who come in who are talking about like random stuff. It's like 12-year-olds asking me basic questions about computers. So I purposely have it set to be restrictive. I recognize the effect it's having too. Like I can usually go a whole day and not have anyone type anything in YouTube chat. But like I said, that's intentional. I just wasn't getting good messages through there. So I recognize there's a trade-off. I could open it up again and then just ignore everyone in YouTube chat, but then I feel like a jerk. So, yeah, the people who have to subscribe and then, yeah, I guess be there subbed for 10 minutes, it's at least a mindful thing that I did. But welcome in over here. At least you made it in. I've seen people do this on Twitch where they have like follower only mode, and I feel like there it's to get followers. I'm not doing this to get subscribers on YouTube. I'm just doing this to not be a jerk on YouTube. I wonder what's better though. All right, so we just need to move this and probably play the sound too. Yeah, so this adventurer might not exist, and if it's null, then we don't do anything. In which case, I don't even want this here. I want this down here. So we should pass in the adventurer class. And then delete this. And then put this over here. right, so how about this? If they're not null, then we can reflect this stuff. AC adventurer class is equal to that. Oh, we need the name. Oh my god. Watch various streamers in YouTube and TikTok chat are mostly useless from what I can tell. Yeah. Well, like I said, it's hard to say I was burned by this. It's not like it's that bad. But, man, there's just a bunch of, like... It's just a distraction. Like a total distraction. I like Twitch chat. I think Twitch chat people, for whatever reason, the culture is just better here. When it comes to not bothering the streamer. I don't know. I'm phrasing this poorly. By the way, I don't mean that I don't want to be interactive. Obviously, I respond to chat and everything. I just don't want to do it on YouTube. And yeah, thank you, Thorn. Yeah, and that's the other thing, too. Like, I think... I feel like my patience has probably decreased over the years. I've been streaming for about 10 years. And I've just kind of seen a lot now. I still like coding. I still like the sort of the positive people in chat. But yeah, every once in a while I get a certain like persona coming into the room, and it's just like one of them, I kind of mentioned this earlier. I have a problem with like 12-year-olds in particular. A lot of people come in and they just it's like nonstop questions with no thought behind the questions, and it's just a distraction. And I like encouraging or educating people, but there's like a minimum age or experience level where I feel like that can be given. So let's say you're 18 and you come into chat and you're like, hey, I want to get into computer science. It's like my answer will probably actually be helpful for you. Whereas if you're 12 and you come in here and you're like, how do I make video games? My answer is not going to matter. All right, so I got to refactor this a little bit. The adventurer name we can actually get without needing the adventurer to exist. AC is for the adventurer component. This isn't needed anymore either. I want this to just be this. Okay, the sound and everything, that's fine. So what are we doing here? Reflect the stat computations, then get this for the sake of the adventurer class. We have this right here, though. And then set that. So what is this doing? This is gonna update their stats here. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. This can technically be done even outside of this, although it's not possible for it to be true if I put it outside of this. So I might as well just leave it in here. Yeah, I think this looks pretty good. All right, let's try this out. This is a minor change. This cat, she just cleans herself nonstop. What a good cat. You're licking my finger now. I have to test this, Abby. Yes, take these out of my hand. Good. Okay, so we go over to Pirate and start a new run. And then what adventure do I have right now? I have the Paladin. So as long as we get something that's not for the Paladin, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine, and that's fine. Yeah. So all those are good. Let's make our workers go bring this to the guild, speed this up. Okay, so it should say plus cleric, plus golem, plus whatever else. Yeah. And there are no bugs. Yeah, nothing. Do you see yourself being good at predicting the outcome of the code, or is it a lot of testing? When I code in Unreal Engine Fortnite maps, so Fortnite, I guess, I find myself testing stuff with small changes, sometimes 30 times. Sometimes I'll code for quite a while without testing anything, and especially when I'm refactoring something. Sometimes there are larger refactors where it's just impossible to run the code in an intermediate state because you change a bunch of classes and then functions don't exist and you can't even build it. And sometimes they'll just go totally fine. And then sometimes, like yesterday, for example, we have a well graphic on the farm. Oh, I don't have the farm. Hang on, let me get the farm. This is not worthwhile. Okay, we have a graphic here. Oh, is that actually right? Hang on a second. I think something is wrong here. This is wrong. Anyway, I struggled yesterday with getting this to use the right graphic, and it was one line of code, and I was just making stupid assumptions. So yeah, in general, I think you do get better predicting the outcome, but I also think you'll just, we're all human. We'll make some dumb mistake at some point. You'll put a plus instead of a minus, or you'll call the wrong function, or you'll forget to update something. Okay, bye, Catso. Oh, I can move again. Hey, Jeff. Testing, refactoring. How dare you? Yeah, I got to figure out why this is a problem now. So well water. I haven't gotten that, have I? No, I haven't. I looked at it. I didn't get it. That's not what I want. We got to find well water. I'm never going to find it. There it is. Aha. So by default, it's creating the farm with too high a well level. Fix the well level when creating the farm on pirate mode. Affects all my attempts at fixing the later issues. Had I tested the obvious parts, probably would avoid it. Yeah. Yeah, and with some coding you do, I don't know what it's like with Fortnite maps, but with a lot of just straight up coding you do, you'd write unit tests or you'd write some integration tests. And these make it very easy to tell that there's a problem. It might not be easy to tell where the problem is or how to solve it, but it would at least tell you that there's a problem. And yeah, I imagine there's probably some stuff you can do when it comes to mapping, but probably at the end of the day, it's like the kinds of things you might care about are like, can I access every walkable part of the map? Can I get stuck? I don't know if this is even a thing in Fortnite, by the way, but yeah, like, can I get stuck is a pretty important thing. This is something that I guess a lot of old Nintendo QA had to do. Like, hey, I jumped to this platform that I'm not supposed to be able to get to. Did I just soft lock the game? Like, that'd be a major problem, especially in an age where you can't update the game over the internet because that wasn't possible. But yeah, doing that in an automated way is probably difficult. Also, I'd expect their mapping tools to tell you that sort of thing at least. All right, so this stuff's all looking good. I guess I did a couple of things, so let's check this stuff in. Yeah, this is looking nice. Venture panel hub. So this is a change I don't want to check in yet. Add new negative trade-off. It's for putting less loot in chests. And then this one is show guild supply level ups. Will like always show. We used to only show them if you already had the adventurer, but in challenge mode, that led to me being confused as a player. Built around safety, for example, accessing arrays. The soft lock that I mean is, imagine, if we just type in like Super Mario 64 here, imagine, wow, I didn't expect there to be like no picture of a world. Yeah, okay, here. Like, imagine there's a pit that's like Mario's width, and it just goes down like 100 feet. You'd be stuck because Mario doesn't have a way of like jumping out of that pit. They can only wall jump, but you need enough like space between the walls. So if there was just a hole in the map, you could soft lock the game that way. I don't mean from a coding perspective. I just mean like the player has literally no way of moving. I know Fortnite has building and maybe terrain destruction, so maybe that's not even possible because I've never played Fortnite. But yeah, like in a game like Mario, it certainly would be. Or you get up to a high enough platform and you're just forced to fall and die or something. That could possibly happen too. LLMs got me so tilted. Everything I write now gets fed into GPT by someone, which gives us a changed version with EM dashes. Man, as someone who manually uses EM dashes, I'm gonna have a bad rep on the internet. They're just part of English. Okay, so we're done with this stuff. I need to do the weld change next. I don't know how I broke this as many times as I did. LLMs are coming for you? Yeah. They're taking our dashes. Why won't someone stand up for us? Thoughts on vibe coding? I haven't done it myself. I think it'd be a cool experience for writing small tools. I think it's probably not a good experience once you've been working on a code base for longer than a few days. But I guess it depends on what kind of feature you need. But yeah, for tooling, I think it's perfect. Or maybe even like very small libraries or something. Or for a project you're just trying to explore. Prototyping maybe. So yeah. Vibe coding? Vibe coding in general, for most people, means coding with AI without thinking a whole lot. You'll find different definitions online, but that's sort of the idea. So it's like, sit down, have Claude Code open, and be like, hey, make me a tool that does X. And then it kind of gets there, and you're like, okay, now change Y to be Z or something. So you're literally telling it to do stuff. You could even use your voice potentially and have it type things out. So you're telling the computer to do stuff instead of saying something like, okay, function foo, we're gonna return whatever from here. Yeah. Hey, AJ. Be fun to see you do a Skeleseller vibe code. I think that I could come up with a small enough project where it'd be feasible and would actually give me some value. Like imagine, I think a good example would be making a site. Like we have skeleseller.com. It'd be cool if I said, okay, now make some skeletons like walking in the background or something. You know, it could probably do that. Maybe I'll make a door that can open. It didn't work. Try again. Yeah. Yeah, there is some wrestling with it in prompt engineering. Hey, Miro, our CTO encouraged us to explore them. It's essentially just a tool you need to know how to use. Yeah. Yeah, you know, Monadic Bind said the other day that he heard a quote, which was something like, junior engineers see AI as a senior engineer, whereas it's vice versa, right? Seniors see them as a junior engineer. And I thought this is kind of interesting because I do sort of look at it this way, but there's still value for both of these categories of people. Like a lot of senior engineers don't want to do grunt work. And a lot of like make a CRUD app or make an API to do something or go refactor some code. It's like those things are just kind of grunt work. And you don't need there to be a very experienced engineer to do some of these things. Whereas a junior engineer can still get value by saying like, oh, here's how this can be coded, even if it's not coded perfectly. Hey, well, Cleaver. Doesn't make sense for me to not think, even if you use AI. Every coder has to think. Yeah. I didn't want to nitpick on the definition. Like you do still have to think if you're going to vibe code, or at least if you're going to write code that's going to be maintainable. But in general, vibe coding is like, it's not coding where I'm like, okay, what function do I need? What's the way to make this maintainable? It's like, oh, just make this work. That's it. I'm a senior dev and I like grunt work. Yeah, but you're weird. That's weird. You shouldn't like grunt work. Yeah, mysterious. I like very minimal grunt work. Like sometimes refactoring is fun to type out, but in general, it's like, oh God, this task again. I have to, yeah. What AI is the best for it? I'm not up to date on what AI might be the best for it. I've heard good things about Claude Code. So I'd probably go with that if I were to start, but yeah, I haven't actually tried it myself. I think LLMs are best at what they're trained for, which is auto-completion. I mean, when it comes to code? Because I was going to say ideation is great. It's great with an LLM. Like you can come up with ideas and you can bounce ideas off of someone. You can brainstorm. You can tell the AI to like shoot down all my ideas and brainstorm in that way where you have like an adversary. I think it's good for proofreading. I think there are a lot of things that AI is really good for now, and if it never got better, it'd still be fantastic at. But yeah, when it comes to coding, I'm currently of the same mindset that at least I want to use it for autocomplete right now and still mostly be in the pilot seat. Okay, so what we got to do here is we got to test what happens when we're not in, I don't even know if I started this again, so let's just start this again. What happens when I'm not in farming mode and we build the farm? Hey, Quark. Your GitHub Copilot AI agent is decent. My work has licenses and it's good for grunt work. Yeah, I think it'd be cool for me to try that again. I've tried all the AI tools for Copilot at various points and I've just never been super impressed, but I also haven't spent a lot of time on them. So here the well is filled correctly. When we go to a different mode and then we build the farm, we gotta be offered the farm. Oh, come on, there it is. Oh, it doesn't even call set well level. What? Since when was this a bug? Hang on a second. Maybe something changed. What happens if I build it in regular mode? Oh, it's incorrect here too. Well, well, well. We have not filled the well correctly. Huh. It's only on player ability level change? No, also load from save data. Huh. So what is this doing by default then? Oh, it's just never being called. Oh, right, of course. Okay. Well, I guess in init we're going to do this then. Set farm level. Maybe this used to call set well level, and now it's different. Yeah. Should be pretty easy, I suppose. Why do we even pass in a level? Why don't we just say like update based on whatever the well level is? Because isn't it always this? Yeah, I think it's always this. I think we should just delete this. And delete this. And say int level equals that. And then there are two other callers. This one. That needs a semicolon. Is it public? No, it's private. I used to love grunt work, but recently I've been avoiding it a bit. You know, the way I always kind of think about this is if you think of development as a whole, or at least game development, let's just look at that. Although most development has like a front end, a back end, or whatever else. It's like game development is some amount of graphics, some amount of music, some amount of art, some amount of testing and coding, and there's like a million things. And the only thing I would say I just dislike outright is this one. But everything else, well, I guess that fits in with art. Everything else I like to some extent. And the extents change. So coding, I have a higher propensity to do than, let's say, testing. So if you were like, hey, go make a test framework over the course of 6 months, I'd probably be very frustrated. But if you were like, hey, spend 3 days testing something, I'd be like, okay, that's fine. So yeah, grunt work is just one of these. It's like a subcategory of any of these, I guess. Like there's music grunt work, there's testing grunt work, there's coding grunt work. And I'm okay with some of it. I'm not okay with a lot of it. Is by chance your keyboard layout based on Callum's, or is yours one that you came up with on your own? I think I've heard of Callum. Is that the person who made one-shot mods? Or the one-shot mods thing that... Because what I based this on was Muryoku. Or at least that's what I looked at, and I was like, wow, this is inspiring. So this is what I based it on. And then I came up with my own thing based on what my muscle memory already had in it. But I don't think I looked at Callum's layouts. I think I just used their one-shot mod thing. I also sent them an email saying, thanks for making one-shot mods, and they never responded. All right, I think we've done this correctly. Let's go try it. I don't know how popular this person is. I mean, for someone to come into the stream and ask about this person, like, they're probably popular enough where they just get too many emails. Okay, so farm is created with a full well there. That's fine, because in this mode we have the full well. But over here, nice. Okay, yeah. Wow, I don't think I've even seen this graphic before in the game, because I think this is always broken. Maybe I have. I don't know. Let's try filling it now. All right, so let's put this off to the side so we can see it. We just gotta wait for these things to disappear. And then open up perks. So when I click this, the well should fill. And I click it again, and it should fill even more. Yeah. We could even make it fade in and do that. I'm not gonna do that though. Okay, so this is fix bug with farm well. It would start out full even in the regular game. This was never supposed to happen. All right, rebalance the treasure room for regular mode. Yeah, I don't want to do too much on this front, so let's just make everything cost more. Because these were intentionally low cost, but by the time you get to this point in the game, they should be much higher. So like this should be 1,000. This should be, yeah, I don't know. Let's just make it 1,500. Key rarity should be very expensive. Like 500, 1,000. Wait, how many numbers need to be here? 4. 2,000 and 4,000. Auto purchase, probably also 1,500. More treasure chest displays. Yeah, these should be pretty expensive. 2,000, 5,000. And innate keys. I don't know, 1,000 and 2,000. Yeah. I want to say I tune in the stream whenever I feel a bit overwhelmed with work. So inspiring to see Adam just having a ton of fun with this project. I'm glad to hear it. I have been floundering a bit in that I know I need a vacation, and after this week I'm probably going to take one. And I need to push the release date of the game by a bit. But otherwise, I think things are going pretty well. I've been talking about this. The whole thing we've been working on has been challenge mode, and I wanted to get it ready for YouTubers. And there are 3 people who signed up to make videos. These might not be enjoyable as a regular viewer, but for me, it's going to be incredibly valuable because I get to see these people play for the first time. And I need that. I really need that. One of the problems that we have is if I were to give someone the demo, like let's say I talk to a friend and I'm like, hey, would you be okay doing a user research session? Almost everyone I've asked has said, yep, that's fine. And I usually budget about an hour, and that 1 hour is very valuable because they can go from not having played to playing the demo and giving me their feedback. With challenge mode though, you need to have played the demo first, or else it's not gonna make any sense. So I can't just ask my friends like, oh, hey, you got an hour free? I need to say, do you have at least 2 hours or 3 hours? And some friends would probably say yes to that, but it's just a taller order. So I need to find people who've played the demo, who haven't played challenge mode, who are willing to record themselves. And I'm not totally sure how to find people like that. Like I could just make it a public playtest, but then I'm basically giving out the game for free. And I don't like that idea. Rebalance treasure perk costs. The treasure system is supposed to be a money sink, but the perks were all cheap for the sake of testing. Even this isn't that much of a money sink. If we add up all these numbers, it probably costs a total of like 20,000 maybe. 20,000 is chump change at that point in the game. And it means that treasure chests would have to cost more than 150. Maybe a treasure chest is like 500. What's the cost of a treasure chest? Where did I even put the cost? Buy cost in regular mode. Yeah, I think we need to raise this to like 500, which is gonna feel bad, I think. I need to test this. I don't know, whatever. Let's start with that. Also made the chests themselves cost a lot more. I don't know how we're gonna keep that balanced. Yeah, alright, well, whatever. Let's commit this. I'm not even testing this. Well, I should probably run the game, but I'm not gonna test from a balance perspective, like, does it feel good? We'll do that eventually. None of those prices affect challenge mode anyway, so I could have set them to infinite and it wouldn't have mattered. But yeah, if we go into regular mode, we'll see those updated prices now. So I buy this. This only costs 100. It should probably cost way more. I probably should have changed that. Yeah, you know what? Let's change some of the building costs. Change some building costs too. Fishing pond and treasure room should be more expensive. Gives you a brief demo of things like shift selecting words, navigating. Doesn't look like you're ever purposely slowing down to accommodate any delays whatsoever. Yeah, so I think it'll probably help if I put on the lights on my keyboard. So again, the one-shot mods, like as I press these things, they're now gonna stay lit up. Sorry, this is probably not super obvious. Let me hold this up to here. So those lights mean that, let's see, Alt, Command, and Shift are all held. So now if I press a key on the other half of the keyboard, it turns them all off. So there's the one-shot bit. So the way I would, let's say I'm typing something and I want to go highlight the word typing. So I'm in my nav layer right now. Alt is here. So I'm going to just hold Alt and press left, and then hold Shift and press left, and then press backspace. So when done quickly, it looks like that. Or I might have just pressed Alt left and then done Command space, or Command backspace, sorry. So yeah, generally highlighting things using modifier keys isn't so bad. And if I'm bouncing between text and symbols like this, then it looks sort of the same, I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what you want to see, so that's a small demo, I guess. How long did it take you to adapt to this keyboard? The way I say it is for English typing, except for me butchering English because I accidentally pushed my keyboard on my desk. For English typing, it's probably like a week. For coding, it's probably like a couple of months. You're reprogramming your brain. You should check out this video that I made on this topic, which is actually me switching from QWERTY to Colmac, but it's the same general idea. And I like that video that I made. I think it's pretty good. I felt very vulnerable making it, which is kind of weird. I think it leads to better videos. I think you mentioned trying Vim Motions. Why didn't you just stick with it? I tried Vim. I don't think I tried Vim Motions like in Visual Studio Code. I like Vim. I think it's a good editor. My frustration with Vim was the vimrc file. I just didn't like maintaining that. Yeah, so why didn't I stick with them? I don't feel like anything's really lacking here. Like, when I want to code something, how do I say this? The mechanics of coding it aren't slowing me down. I'm not like, okay, I have a function to write, and if only I knew how to type this stuff faster, I'd get these symbols out, or I'd be able to like navigate to a different file or function. It's like, I don't think that stuff's slowing me down. And I do think it's important that you go from what am I doing to how am I doing it with as little change as possible in here, because the longer that passes between these two, the more risk you have of context switching. So you're like, okay, I got to write a function that's going to add 2 numbers. So you start typing out your function. You're like public void. No, actually, this needs to be int sum x comma y. And then it like auto completes with something here. And you're like, wait, why is it doing that? And then you go to Google and you're searching for like autocomplete broken. And you get back to this and you're like, what was I working on? So it works that way with even these little micro efficiencies that you might have of using keyboard shortcuts. If you can shorten this time, then you will be more likely to complete your task. Especially as a streamer. It's very easy to get off topic as a streamer. Do you have your VS Code shortcuts config somewhere? I don't, but I think they're all pretty basic. Like I use Command P, Command R for navigating between files and functions. I use a lot of like multiple cursor stuff. I use normal like tab switching. So I even have a lot of this on my mouse. So like I do not have my hands on the keyboard right now. I can switch between tabs. I can move the window around. I can maximize it. I could close tabs. I could say no to that dialogue right there. I can actually do some minor editing. There are arrow keys, there's space, there's backspace, there's enter, there's delete. So there's a lot that sometimes you see me do through my mouse that doesn't look like I'm doing it through my mouse. Very nerdy setup over here. The format is like a TKL keyboard. You mean my key map? You can take a look at my key map here. I would not say it's like a TKL keyboard, because on that you're just missing like the right side of your keyboard, but on this you're missing a number row, a function row, like arrows, home end, whatever, all that stuff. How many buttons are on your mouse? I have 12, but there's a shift button. So it's really like there are 24. So like this button here is tab left and this one's tab right. But then I hold this and now it becomes left and right. And no other mouse does that well. And this mouse has been discontinued. So when this breaks, I don't know what I'm going to do. Hey Verazor, have you considered Vim mode? Yeah, we were just talking about that. I just don't see a reason to. I feel efficient enough at my coding. Do you still use your hands to record your thoughts in the year 2025? I do speak into my phone, but I don't speak into my computer. Still some minor drawbacks to using one-shot mods. You emphasized there were just a few. What are they? So, my main gripe that I have is with a combo that I have set up. Combos for command. So let me say this. Command on Mac is basically equal to control on Windows in that they're very important, right? Copy is going to involve either command or control based on your operating system, or I guess Linux here. So yeah, copy and paste, like select all. These are things that you do very commonly. And then shift is obviously super important for English. If you type normally, then you would have capitalized the W in Windows, or you'd capitalize the I when you're typing like I am going to the store or something like that. So these are so common that they should be easily accessible. Shift I have a dedicated key for, but I don't have one for command because I don't have that many keys on my keyboard. So instead I use a combo. XD is command and NEI is command. And the problem with combos is that the timing matters. So let's say you did type out XD as like a, oh wait, yeah, I can't even, hang on a second. All right, so let's say you typed out XD as like a laughing face, right? If you do it too quickly, it's gonna turn into command. So it's not exactly a one-shot mod problem. It's a, I needed to slow down my typing problem. But because it's a one-shot mod, then I don't need to like, anyway, I don't know how to finish that sentence. Yeah, so that's, I think, the only drawback I feel, but that could happen anywhere. And that's just by having too few keys. All right, so we've done that. Change some building costs to, yeah, so where even are these costs? Fishing pond cost 25. I wonder what this should be. Maybe like 100. What happens is people beat the dragon and then they just buy everything. And I think that's a problem. I think we need this to cost 150 maybe. Maybe both of these should cost 150. Yeah. Oh, and then the treasure room should change in cost too. This should probably cost like 500. I didn't want you to build a building and then not be able to do anything with it at first. And the treasure room is actually one where you can't really do anything with it at first. So maybe this should be like 300. Okay, so increase costs of buildings. This is just for regular mode. All right, done. Consider pausing the game while you're on the perks page. Maybe have this be a game option. I want to do this, but I don't think now's the time to do this. I think it's a good task for Kevin to do. I'll write that down for Thursday afternoon. Ask Kevin to do the pause the game while on a perks screen in challenge mode. This will be the first time that we have a challenge mode specific option. We should only show it if we're on the playtest version or the debug version. Don't we have something for both of those? Yeah, it's debug or playtest. Feature flags dot this is true. Also, we should maybe put it in a, what do the options look like right now? Game settings. I guess we just put it in game settings. I don't know. Maybe put it in a dedicated section for challenge mode in the settings. Sort of running out of space. I don't. Maybe time to switch to a tabbed container. All right, yeah, let's leave that for now then. File task about granting an achievement for maxing this. Yeah, I think this is really cool. So I'll type an achievement here. Create the achievement system. Special achievement ideas. Let's go edit those. Max out all of the dud perks in challenge mode. This is pretty easy to do, but it's fun. Good scale with time. Yeah, we didn't end up doing this. And dud perks basically serve as a way to get you to use your reroll tokens. Yeah. Reach fish in your fishing pond, increase the power of enemies. I like this one. I like this one a lot. Although again, what does this make you do? It makes you clear out your pond before being able to do anything else. Oh, the other thing we got to do is the twist need to show up in the perks. Polish the tooltips. Manifest with a positive, negative, both. Make a new tab under perks. We have all, yeah, this. Make a twist tab that renders all the twists you've chosen. Oh man, I also want some logging for this. Is it really gonna help for that YouTube video stuff? Oh man. Okay, this is not possible. We need to do a playtest, by the way. Okay, so let's write down some new things. So playtest to figure out if trade-offs are being offered at good intervals. This is just a feel thing, so I can't really be more prescriptive than that. Then I like the idea of adding chevrons here. This is gonna sound really stupid, but I don't have any chevron graphics. So I gotta go find something. There's probably some CC0 graphic we can use. We don't use an up arrow or something somewhere, do we? Font, icon, UI. Cursors, coin. Oh, hey, we could use these. We could just turn this on its side. I mean, as a temporary thing, we can do that. Yeah, we could do next and next red. Let's copy the path to this. Maybe use this for now. Okay, I do kind of want to do that too. So add chevrons to indicate positives and negatives. What was the other thing I said? Add more logging and in-game information about challenge mode. And then maybe play one more time in the afternoon from the lens of someone, or like through the lens of someone who hasn't ever seen this mode. What might they want to know? Hey, neural net. All right, so let's do the chevrons thing. This is kind of cheating and also kind of not possible the way I want to do this, is it? How do we render these right now? Hey, Consolas. I demand to know how you're doing. I'm doing pretty well. I think today's been a pretty good day so far. Hey, Flare. And then today we're gonna raid this person. I mentioned this story, but she posted on Reddit in the Twitch subreddit saying something like, "Oh, a game dev reached out to me, and I was really happy about it." So I'm like, "I'm a game dev. I should reach out." So I did. She'll be playing Skeleseller today on her stream, which will probably be in about 5.5 hours, I think. Wait, that can't be it. 5.5 hours? Yeah, I guess 5.5 hours. Yeah, so she'll try out the demo, and we'll get to see a new player play with the new UI. A modest build ready prior to my vacation. Oh, nice. I didn't get what happened. I thought you had given up on that as a goal, too. So congrats. You did everything, and now you're just a scant few days away from your vacation, too. Congrats all around. All right, so perk choice UI. We should have a trade-off perk choice. I don't see one. I think it's just considered a town perk choice. I mean, sorry, I didn't see a UI one. I saw a regular one. Town perk choice. I don't even see a UI for this. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, let's back up then. Let's go to trade-off generator and see how is this making thing. Set choices. Choices add. New trade-off perk choice. Get description. Here it is. So these are just strings. Oh, man. Okay, well, there's a way to add an image to a rich text label, but the filtering is going to be wrong. And I don't remember how you do it anyway. Godot rich text label image. Oh boy. All right, how do we do this? Add image, update image. You can't just make an image tag? Where do they have all the where do they have all the tags? Huh, that's weird. BB code and rich text label. Maybe here? Aha, IMG. IMG path. And then options. What are the options? You can't put a filter, can you? Nope. Because that's on a canvas item. Well, let's go try it anyway. All right, so we'll just make a new thing, and we'll add in a rich text label. Why can't I click this? Took like 4 clicks. All right, VB code enabled. So zoom in, make this thing smaller. This is a test. Or how would we say like plus 10% income and minus 50% to something good? And then let's put in these images here. So image, how do we do this? Path, that's it. So image, res, assets, I don't know where this is. UI, next. Hey, nice, look at that. Can we rotate it? I doubt you can. No, you can't. So we would need to rotate it. Rotate, no, you can't. All right, I wanted to do this in a really simple way. Although actually this doesn't look too bad. And then this one would be next dash red. Yeah, right? I think that's pretty nice. Possibly it would look better as a plus and a minus, but it might make them look like buttons. Actually, they already kind of look like buttons. Okay, well, how about this? Let's go plug these in and see what they look like in context. So positive tooltip is going to be that plus this, and then this one is going to be next red. All right, so now it'll be in the game. And then in the generator, let's have them generate after, I guess we can just search for equals 4. Yeah, here. So let's have it generate after choosing 1 perk, and after choosing 3 perks, and after choosing 5 perks. Does it look okay? All right, so we pick our first perk. Now the second one, oh, I accidentally checked that in. Whoops. This was supposed to be 2. Well, let's go fix that. When did I check that in though? When did I change that? Is there an easy way to... Here's what we're gonna do. This is just the simplest possible way. It's gonna take the least amount of time. Oh, I already had this branch online? Oh, never mind. Okay. Well, then this is definitely what we're gonna do. All right, so we go over to this branch, improve challenge mode. We go to that file, trade-off perk choice generator, trade-off perk choice generator. And then we type B. And we find out that this was added 35 minutes ago. In which commit? EE2BB. Get log -5. EE2BB. Okay, so way back there. All right, never mind. I just want to see if it was the prior commit to that. It wasn't. I had other ways of doing that too. And I did it very obtusely. Revert accidental change. I didn't mean for the number of choices in trade-off choices to rise. So the rest of this stuff is fine? Yeah, let's run it again. Okay. Yeah, so I think right arrows don't look great here. I think a plus and a minus could be fine. Or we could rotate so that it's an up arrow and a down arrow. But these do kind of look like buttons. Also, there's a shadow. I don't know if we want the shadow. Okay, so let me try to modify this myself. There's my cat. This is her earlier today. Let's look at all of the cat photos and get totally sidetracked. Wait, there aren't any other ones? You can't scroll this anymore? It's weird. Ah, There we have it. Cat. Okay. Let's go back to where we were. Here. Hey, yo, thanks for the resub. I saw you DM'd me on Discord. I just haven't had a chance to read it yet. I just saw the notification as I opened up Discord. But yeah, 66 months. Happy me day. Hey, Hex. I'm a newbie Godot dev. I need a 3D build map maker tools, or should I use CSG Box? I'm not familiar with CSG Box, but I also haven't done any 3D stuff. So I don't really have any advice for you, sorry. All right, so what I'm thinking here is we delete this, and then I guess shrink the whole graphic a little bit to this. Just wrestled my cat to get her protective sock on after surgery. Little gremlin. They're like, why would you do this to me? All right, so we have a bit of a problem here, which is I don't think this is ever going to look like something that's not just a button. Should probably take a picture of this. Yeah, sorry, I can't be of more help, Hex. I guess it wouldn't look like it. Maybe if we got rid of the... Let's try this. Let's delete this. Does that make it look less like a button? I wonder if I rotate it. Maybe let's just rotate it. Image, transform, rotate. I want this to be counterclockwise. Oh, then that, oh, we can't do that. Okay, I want to just rotate this. Can we paste and then rotate just this thing? Is there a transform here? Layer transform? Oops. Yeah, that works. Yeah, now we just fill in the missing spots, right? So I guess merge this down and then select that and that and that. Okay. How's that? Well, let's just try it. Export as... Where'd the export dialog go? It didn't open. GIMP. Look at that. You see in this preview, it's like clearly way off there to the upper left, but I don't see it on my screen at all. Hello? How do I get that image? Or how do I get... I swear, GIMP sometimes. Like, command backtick doesn't work. I can't move that onto the screen. Maybe if I put it on my other monitor. Okay, now I can see it. Now it's on the other monitor, and I can see it way off screen over there. But you see how it disappeared as soon as I put it on this monitor? This is so weird. I don't know how to get that dialogue. Okay, let's just try accessing it again. All right, there it is. Great. All right, so what do we call this? Positive choice. Yeah, positive choice. Actually, kind of like choice positive. All right, now we got to do the same thing with the negative choice. The easiest way to do this would be to get the colors of this one maybe and just apply them to that. Because it's only, what, 3 colors? No, it's 4? Okay, well, still, I could probably do that myself. Again, these are just placeholders. I don't know what happened here. It looks like it broke everything. God, this is so messed up. Look, the thumbnail's broken. It's not showing me the up arrow anymore. Why is this so bad? Oh my goodness. No one should have to do this. All right, there we go. Okay, so we pick this and then invert this bit. Layer, transform, flip vertically. Okay, good. Now merge that down. And then get all the colors from over here. So what is this? O? Yeah, O. So we take the border color place that here. And then get this color. I just want the colors to match exactly, which is why we're doing this in a suboptimal way, probably, because I could just draw on my own reds if I wanted to. There. And then maybe lower this just a smidge. Yeah. Merge down. Cool. Okay, export that one as choice negative. The dialogue's not on the screen, of course. It thinks it's just to the side. There it is. So it gets what? Attached to this dialogue somehow? How's it even a thing? So bizarre. Yeah, I don't know. Very messed up. All right, so now both those things have been saved, and now we just put them in here and we try it out. So this is called choice positive, and this one just deleted itself. This is called choice negative. Okay, let's go try it. I don't think I like it. Yeah, it looks offset. Well, I mean, yeah, the icon should probably be moved a little bit. But I'm not sure if that's what I don't like about it. I don't know. Yeah, okay, let's clean this up a little bit, I guess. If we move this just a smidge to the right, or the left, excuse me. We do that, and then we delete this little bit. I don't like that there. And then we do the same thing for the other one. Export as dialogue, I swear. Choice negative. Yeah, plus and minus would be better, but I don't trust in my ability to make the plus and minus look good. Also, I was worried they'd look like buttons then. I'll try just this change at least, and we'll see. And then, yeah, if they need to be plus and minus, I'll probably just ask Quickie Joe to do that. Wait, that's on next. I want the choice one. Choice positive, yeah, here. Oh, that's messing everything up. I guess we need to actually open it in GIMP. All right, so let's do the same thing. Take this, move it to the left. Go over here. And export. Okay, now we reopen Godot. And then reopen this. Whoops. Yeah, it's good enough for now. Yeah, good enough for now. All right, I should just draw pluses and minuses, right? Yeah. I kept saying good enough for now, hoping to convince myself, but I don't actually think it is good enough for now. We can just delete this. Oh, it's in a different layer. All right, this is gonna take all of my concentration. First, it's gonna take all my concentration just to find the pencil tool. Where is that? There it is. Literally just 3 lines. No, it's a hard. You don't know what it's like for someone who's so bad at drawing. All right, so far so good. We have a minus sign. I've already messed up. All right. Can I do this? Yeah. How do you draw with... Oh, there we go. So something like that, and then just move the whole thing over. Here I'm... Yeah, is this symmetrical? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it is. Okay. Maybe it should be the arrows without the square borders. Green arrows, red arrows. They look like buttons with a square to me. Yeah, I think we should just ignore this for now, because I'm not going to be able to make this look good. So let's just keep these graphics in, and it'll be good enough for now. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, so check in all of these things. Add chevrons to the trade-off choices. This should more clearly indicate whether a choice is positive or negative. Hey, Oakleys. Programming professional, I like that. That is a pro. There's a pun I'll never be able to make again. All right, so this is done. We got this idea from ABC. Did we give them points? a.bot.land/points. They have 6 points, so I'm assuming I did. So I'm not going to give them another point. All right, so that part's done. Next up, more logging and in-game information about challenge mode. So what I'm thinking here is that when you hover over this, it should say what the constraints are. Is there anything else? It says level 3. I'm not super happy with that. Because when you pick it, you're picking level 1, 2, 3, or 4, but they're not called level 1 through 4. They're called easy, medium, hard, and very hard. Although I do like having that on the screen at all times. So maybe we keep that there. But yeah, where do these constraints come from? Constraints. Here. And what generates this? This thing. This is difficulty data. We just have a 2-string here. Seriously? Okay, well that's pretty easy to do that. So we go into our challenge mode objective details, and we find out where we're forming this string. What does it even have in it? Hey, what? Right naming convention? Easy challenge seems like a weird way to phrase it. Wait, one sec. Let me take a picture of this before I forget. Okay, so you're saying over here, you don't like the easy as a difficulty for challenge mode? I think that's reasonable. Oh, I see what you're saying. Just use levels everywhere? Challenge 1, challenge 2. I think for someone arriving in challenge mode for the first time, seeing them listed out like this is probably a little bit better. The other thing too is sometimes the difficulty names can instill a certain level of fear in you, right? Like what are the Doom difficulty levels? Yeah, like these. I'm too young to die, not too rough, hurt me plenty, ultra violence, and nightmare. Just having these names here might make you be like, oh, nightmare, that sounds really tough. You probably shouldn't go for that one. So I think very hard kind of signals that. It should be Skele themed.
I think we'll leave this as is for now. Yeah. But I just took this picture here. Note, you can spend gold freely. Here it is. Update tooltip. So selected specialization plus $, title screen dot challenge mode. Difficulty data? Where does that come from? Where does that come from? I don't think I'll be able to tell where this is called, will I? No, of course not. Difficulty data. I don't know how to get this. It is right there. Nice. Oh, easy. And then probably delete these. How's that look? Hey Tim, how you doing? I saw you in Wendy's stream, but it was like right when I was getting ready for my stream, so I didn't get to say hi. But he expressed his being impressed by the 100-day game challenge. I actually think what's nice is it's marketable right from the get-go. And if you have the game out in 100 days, doesn't mean you have to stop working on it in 100 days. So, yeah. I did not hear, though, when will that start? Or has it started already? Do I have 2 of these games running? Why is it making sounds? Oh, I do. Oh, I see. It prints everything out. So it prints the objective and the time limit. I just want the constraints. Yeah, I just want the constraints. So how do we get that? Oh, there's the... I didn't even see this. Okay, yeah. My bad. Okay, so let's get public string constraints string. Oops. Oh, drat, I messed this up. All right. Let's undo everything I just did. Can I do this? Yeah. So this needs to say constraints colon and then whatever. So return this. Oh, I see. We need to write get here. This is the syntax I never remember for this stuff. Return $, like so. Starting with a hopefully huge kickoff party on October 1st. Oh, right. I remember the motorcycle trip. I hadn't remembered the October 1st part. Okay, so that's... Let's see. 100 days from October 1st. January 9th? Is it 100 days in a row, or is it like 100 streams? Because, man, that's super fast. That's like super, super fast. 100 streams. So it won't align with Balloon Ascension Day then. That's a shame. It's a real shame. So what's 100 work days? Not that that's the exact amount either. It's still like February. So Q1 of 2026. Hang on one sec. Excuse me. And is the idea already finalized? So now this goes here as constraint string. And then just delete all this. And then we change this to be constraint string. And then run this. Trying to figure out if I want to hit February Next Fest or not. Yeah, I guess the timing's really tight because if you didn't make it in February, it'd have to be in June. But getting 100, I guess, what I forgot what the date was already. For the fastest you could do if it was just 100 days was whatever that was, January something. And then 100 work days would have put you in like February. So it's quite a lot of work. One of the things I kind of wonder about is how much does time off improve productivity? And my assertion is that it's greater than 0. Like by taking time off, you will recharge, you'll come up with probably better ideas, you'll probably code things better. So if you were to spend 100 days making something, what's the optimal calendar time to take to have the highest quality product?
And yeah, I bet it's like at least 130 days. No, at least 120. Ideas down to 3. Very nice. Yeah, I look forward to seeing this. I think it'll be cool. The other thing that's nice, and this is one of the things I realized when I was doing like proper Adam Learns content, I was coming up with all these different projects, and I think people like being able to follow a project. It starts on, let's say, Monday, and it concludes on Friday or maybe the next week, and that way they can see it develop pretty rapidly. But for something like Skeleseller, where it's whatever, stream number 210 or something, people drop in every few months and watch it progress, and it's just less followable, I think. The first manned hot air balloon flight in America. Wow, 1793. It's actually pretty impressive, right? Was it the first time someone has gone into the sky for an extended amount of time that wasn't launched from a catapult? Because the Wright brothers flight wasn't until 1900s, right? 1903, yeah. So it was basically, what, 110 years in between those two? Yeah, wow. I'd be terrified. Probably the first person in a hot air balloon. I don't think I've ever even been in a hot air balloon in the modern age, let alone time travel back to 1793. Never time traveled before, only forwards. All right, what was I doing before any of this nonsense I was just talking about? Oh yeah, I was looking at this. Yeah, I think this looks good. Okay, I like that. So there wasn't just hot air. Oh, wham. Okay, so this is looking good. It's super tabbed in. I could just change it to an if statement. Show constraint. I cannot type constraint. I should really get used to that. Constraint details while in a run. Yeah. It used to only show on the title screen. 1783 was the first air balloon flight in France. Whoa, really? Wow. When did your Wright brothers when did they when was the first flight in Europe, I wonder? I do, but it's a secret. Well, not anymore, it's not. You're gonna have to go back in time and fix that blunder. All right, so the in-game information I think is fine. Although I kind of wanted to add something on the end screen. End screen should change, ... question mark. Maybe show the trade-offs. Do we have an easy way of even doing that? So we show the time, the amount of money you made, your specialization, the difficulty level. We could combine these. We could just say farming level 3. Town perks unlocked, that's good. Battle perks, that's good, good. Yeah. Yeah, so what I wonder is, should we show which trade-offs you chose? The only way to know is to have a very consolidated form for them, because right now they take up this much space. It's not a lot, but you'll choose 3 of these over the course of the run. So you have 6 things we need to show you. We could put a tooltip for them. It's constantly traveling 1 second per second. Jeez, that's fast. I don't know how we'd fit this on that screen. We need it to be in a tooltip or something, which I think is probably worth putting there somewhere. I guess continue playing. You could always just look at it in here. Although we don't have it here yet either. But yeah, I think that's probably good enough for now. I think the logging might be interesting. No, let's leave it as is. I don't want to spend my time doing stuff that I'm going to need to ask people for logs or something. All right, playtest to figure out if trade-offs are being offered at good intervals. Yeah, let's try this out. Hey, Smith. Only do 1 year per year. Imagine there's no different granularity. So you just skip ahead and it's the next year and you have all the memories of what happened. Right, so revert this. So we're going to pay attention to pretty much just this one thing. Maybe some more, but mostly that. So I got to start a... Well, I guess I don't need to start a timer. The game starts a timer. But then we need to write down every time we get the trade-off choice. So I want to do that. And yeah. Okay, so what should we pick as our run? Let's pick adventuring. All right, so start with 2 extra adventurers. All starting adventurers get 3 free battle perks. Town perks cost more, buildings cost more, adventurers cost more. Adventurers regenerate more slowly, and adventurers cost even more. Okay. So again, we're looking for the trade-offs. Let's start a new run. We have 3 adventurers, so just immediately send them into there and hope that they can win. And how much does a new adventurer cost? 125? Oh my god, everything's so expensive. This is terrible. So let's get the garbage slime, I guess. These where you have dashes. Alright, they're winning this at least. They're going to take longer to regenerate though, but at least there's a paladin, I guess. Now let's help stock the shops. Oh yeah, we have keyboard shortcuts by default, so we can just do that. Actually, this is pretty fast already, because we just earned like 20 gold. Maybe this mode's too easy. Yeah, I want to get another building. I want the farm. I want to be able to upgrade them. Or the pond. I don't think the treasure room would be good. Alright, we can already build another thing. Let's put these away. Yeah, build. Pond, I'll take it. Yeah. Hey, Pretzel. Which mode is this? This is adventuring mode. Very hard. Yeah, we don't really have a lot of items. I actually kind of want to... I guess I'll hire an adventurer next. Now let's put one of these in here. Why are they just running around? I don't think that should be happening. Shouldn't they go wait with the item over there? Is something going wrong? Huh, that's strange. Why are they running around? Is it because... I think it's because I toggled that while they were running? I don't know. Come on, Pip. Get rid of him. Alright, I want another adventurer. We also could really use some customers. There we go, adventurer. Okay, let's go there. And let's send them into battle over here. And then get rid of these things. Put this inside the pond. We're getting a lot of loot. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Sell. Just keep, I guess. This is terrible. Let's get some town perks. None of this is that great. Let's go with that one. No, too much loot. I don't want to lose these. All right, here, let's just send them into the fishing pond as well. They might as well just clear this out. Oh, darn it. I put it into this battle. I didn't want that. Oh, no. I'm messing everything up. Oh, you stupid adventurer. Stupid jerk mushroom. Ah, fine. Whatever. Just get rid of them. There. We'll send you into the forest. You can collect things for the quest. They'll beat this battle pretty quickly, which will give me some battle perks finally. I wasted a bunch of potions doing that, though. And there we go. Okay, send you back into there. Is my character dying? What? No, they're not dying. Okay. Okay, both of these are very good. And this is damage reduction. That's also very good. All right, let's take that. Oh, let's definitely take that. That's also pretty nice. Okay, those are some good perks. Oh my god, what's going on over here? Sell to you, go into there.
All right, I need to pay attention to this. This is pretty fun. I want to get the farm. Those are not the farm. Let's get that one. Town perk. I'll take it. Increased appetite's pretty good. Yeah. Max customer is also pretty good. Although max fish is also good too. Let's take that one. All right. I am not going to have the time to do this. Oh my god, we're getting too much loot. Put that in there. Oh no, I'm putting these in the wrong thing. Oh, it's the wrong keyboard shortcut. All right, well, we're losing a bunch of loot because I'm doing a really shoddy job. Are we maxed out on fish? No, we're nowhere near it. The shop is full. Oh, for weapons. Hey, Ofta. Should time pause? Yeah, it should. And it's just not doing that yet. All right, nice. That's exactly what I wanted. Let's get another adventurer. Yeah, I really need to get... Or no, another building. Let's get the farm. We can finally get it. Nice. There it is. All right, we need them to win this stuff faster. Put this in here. Get some crops. We need to finish this quest. Yeah. Hey, when you can't pause or save mid-run on games. Yeah, that's going to eventually happen here. I just haven't done that yet. Oh, that was deleted. Okay. Going pretty well. We just need 2 more blue potions. These are sold. Nice. There's one. If I could get one more, that'd be great. Alright, let's get another adventure. Mage, sure. Come on, give me the blue potion. Oh man, they're really not gonna give it to me. This game is rigged. They should get it from this. I know the mage isn't doing anything. I'm playing very suboptimally. It's okay. They did it. They got the potion. Nice. Now we have another worker. Now send you and the mage into the pond. Actually, the warehouse would be pretty nice next. I'm going to make sure none of these things disappear. All right. Yeah, I'm going to build the warehouse. I think it'll really help on this mode. All right, they're putting some potions in here. That's nice. We can almost afford the warehouse. We haven't actually even gotten our first trade-off, and we're already at 7 minutes in. Buildings, warehouse, give it to me. Nice. All right, now put all this stuff in there. Ooh. Okay, what's the next quest? They gotta beat some fish. All right, we got room for a potion. Probably need that to go in there. Turn this off. Nice, so bringing boots in. That's good. They normally wouldn't even have those by now. But we're doing everything in a weird order. It's going so fast. I know, adventuring mode is pretty crazy. Let's shrink those down so we can see everything. All right, they're almost done with this. We get some battle perks. I'm gonna go with this. I guess our main party... Ooh, is that good? No, that's not good. But it's better than the other things I'm offered, so let's take it. The power increase will at least help them. Nice, nice. Sell some of these. All right, we can build a treasure room. I actually don't want that yet. Let's get our... Okay, so here's our first trade-off perk. I'm going to take a picture, and we're going to slow everything down. So, first trade-off was at 26M53S. And what is the trade-off? This one should definitely pause. Town perks cost a little less, but we'll get dud perks. Or free guild supplies. But we have an income multiplier that's lower. I like the guild supplies idea. I think I'm going to go with that. But yeah, I think having just 2 choices is really good here. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with this. All right, let's do it. So now, yeah, did I choose the right thing? I think I chose the right thing.
Now I need to get the warehouse. Ooh, double strike. That's really good. Why won't this thing get off my screen? There we go. All right, so they're done in the fishing pond. Let's send them to the volcano now to get yellow potions. They probably can't even win there because they're garbage. Trash adventurers. All right, we need some more town perks. Yeah, let's go with Entropic Magic. Crop variety sounds pretty good. Increased appetite even further. Expanded armor shot. They're losing. Fine, whatever. Lose then. See if I care. Oh, we can hold more armor. That's good. We don't have space for anything, but they're selling all the armor. Nice. Oh, we got a guild supply for the golem, which we don't have. But that's exciting. Yeah, we have no space for anything. I need more town perks. Is it not helping? Yeah, let's make customers move faster. They're getting some of the armors now. I need to level up an adventurer, and I'm not even getting sludge. We're not... I guess this isn't on. Let's dump this stuff into here. Maybe that's why they should go to lower level locations for now. I'll just dump all of these in there, and we'll turn this off for a sec. They can probably go fight in a higher level location too. Hey, a boot. They want a boot. We have a boot. How many times can I say the word boot? Okay, so this will give me another battle perk. I don't actually want the treasure room right now. I do think another adventurer is good. Oh, we have a thing for the golem already. So yeah, let's send them all into there. Nice. They should definitely be able to win. And they won. We send them back to here. We get another battle perk. Oh, goodness. All right. Now let's get rid of some of these things. Not enough mana. They're going to get yellow potions, which will give me another worker. And then I can send them back into the fishing pond. These we can dump into there. This we can put into the tavern. Put these in there. That over there. Okay, okay. Things are going smoothly again. Let's get that one. Oh, another perk. Nice. Let's get Swift Shoes. Do we have space for anything? Oh, we have tons of space. We don't have space for that stuff, though. Let's just dump these things in there. We're going to fill up the fishing pond. Oh, they want a dagger. We have a couple daggers. We have plenty of loot. Let's make customers move faster. Go get it. Nice. Another battle perk. I'm going to go with that. We're taking their sweet time. I want them to get that quest done. Yeah. Okay, we're getting too much loot. Yeah, way too much. Oh no, I don't know what to pick. That one. Yeah. They can't keep up. Too much loot. How am I doing on the pond? 4 out of 8. I need this to be filled. Okay, there. We got another worker. Now they can cut this out and go to the fishing pond. And we can get the rest of this stuff done, huh? Okay, okay. Stabilizing. That's pretty good. Oh, okay, okay. Take a picture of this. This one is a scant, what, 6 minutes afterward? Second is at 22:36. Yeah, so only 4 minutes have passed. I feel like that needs to be changed a bit. All right, what do we have here? Farm crop value, but enemies are way stronger. Okay, this is not... These are not 1-to-1. These are... I actually think it's this one, even though I'm in adventuring specialization. Because I'm only using 3 adventures in a battle right now. I think this is just possibly crazy. I kind of want to try it. Let's just try it. Yeah, let's try it. So now enemies are way stronger. Which is probably a stupid choice. I think fish are also stronger. Yeah, I should have taken a look at how long they were taking beforehand and how long they'll take now. They're taking 12 seconds now. I don't know if that's the old time or the new time. Get farm beefy. Your adventures probably outscale enemies. Maybe. Oh, triple split. That's pretty good. All right, so yeah, how fast are they going here? So wait, the farm is going to automatically, or sorry, the slime is automatically going to eat from the warehouse when it's at max hunger, so I don't need to do anything there anymore. In fact, I should probably just let it be at max hunger. Well, it takes longer to get it there. I guess I get more value by micromanaging it. Why can't I get increased warehouse? All I wanted. Yeah, pretty much everything's full. Battle perk. Okay, that's pretty good. Ooh, another one of these. Yes, I will take that. Expand a warehouse. There it is. Nice. Okay, this should be eating from the warehouse, right? Did I not get the right thing? Oh no, I didn't get that. I got the crop value. How many guild supplies? Yeah. I haven't been offered the warehouse thing, so it wasn't a great choice. And then I kind of messed this up too. All right, there's another guild supply. 2 of them, actually. The Rogue and the Spirit Caller. I have neither one. Let's make customers move faster. We need to just sell some stuff. Come on, buy armors, buy armors. Yep. Keep going. Keep buying them. Yep, just keep going. Totally fine. Okay, another adventure? Yeah, let's put him in my main party. Let's get the Rogue. That'll make these battles a little bit faster. How fast are they going now? 10 seconds? 10.5? Oops, I meant to shrink that. Okay, put that in there. Ooh, nice, some guild supplies. If only I'd done that just a tiny bit sooner. I think this is really nice. Yeah, let's get that. It's for my main party too. Expanded armor shop. Yeah, I'm pretty much always taking that. Okay, looking good. Yeah, looking good. I don't have enough mana for that. That's fine. Let's get those. What do we need? We can get another demon helmets and bows. I'm not getting those. We should probably try going to the next location. Yeah. Let's do it. Kick this off. Battle perk. None of these are that important. I'm gonna go for that one. More mana, sure. I guess let's get more loot too. Are they even winning? How long is it taking them? Oh, the warrior's dying? 18 seconds? Okay, that's not too bad. All right, so some crossbows, some of these. Yeah, we need more customers. I'm gonna take that one. Yeah, we're out of stuff. Oh man, that's really good. That's also really good. I'm gonna go with that paladin. Yeah. Okay, put it down there. Put that one over there. I need the warehouse to be empty, which means I need the warehouse to be bigger. These are really good. Yeah, unfortunately, the whole thing of this mode is that everything costs more, so I feel like I'm not making decisions that frequently, although the first trade-off choice happened too soon for sure. Yeah, I need to just sell some of these things. We're selling bows pretty readily. What's that do? When you heal with Holy Light, you shield bash? Yes, definitely. Max customers? No, customer speed. I think we have enough customers. We're getting speed is good. All right, we level up the mushroom a little bit, maybe? I don't know. I think we need more visibility into guild supplies. Into guild supplies when hiring and just glancing at adventurers. Yeah. The glancing at adventurers part I think is going to be tough to do. All right, we are putting stuff in there. Let's sell some of those potions. All right, a new town perk. This is exciting stuff. Spicy cooking, yeah, let's take it. So we're 40% of the way toward the goal. I think we're gonna win. I don't think this has been a particularly tough run, and I think we need some different balancing slightly. Oh, no one's even... No, they are. Never mind. I was gonna say, no one's even fighting there. This isn't great. I'll take the golem, because at least I have the golem. Nice. They're harvesting some of this stuff. Alright, I got like all of the weapons in the world right now. I guess getting the treasure room wouldn't be too bad. Let's get it. Let's grind some of these things up, which is probably a big mistake. Why is this not... Oh, there it is. Yeah, this is probably a big mistake. I don't know why I did this. Oh well. It's been done. I wonder if we should give you half as many guild supplies but do it twice as often. Because it feels like the timing is tricky. Oh, that's really good. Nice. Yeah, also healing received isn't that interesting. Oh, hey, they want a bow. We have a bow. Now we have many bows. Well, we bought everything. We can get a treasure chest now. What does it have in it? The rogue and the mage. I mean, I might as well put these things in there. It's not gonna matter. For every X sold item, gain a supply. Yeah, that's not too bad. Encourages selling items quickly, doesn't have 0 value. Getting automatic guild supplies should be tweaked somehow. Even just changing the rate, like even just doing 2x rate and half the item quantity would be fine. And I'll paste in what Buff does. We still haven't been offered the other trade-off though. Which, yeah, it still hasn't happened. I'm gonna go with well water. Oh, hey, we got some guild supply. Yeah, we're like maxed out on what we can sell here. I think the treasure chest thing was bad. I wonder if the treasure room needs to be rebalanced. Or maybe we're just not prioritizing it. Hey, we got another battle perk. Yes. Paladin. We don't have any items they want. Let's get some more loot. Oh, nice. Got a couple of those things. Town perk. Not getting the warehouse stuff. Oh, I should have re-rolled. What am I doing? I have 5 re-rolls. That's the whole point of me adding re-rolls to the game. I'm just very antsy, apparently. That's decent, but I think this... No, actually, that's probably best. Especially if they're just going to be fishing. Although they should probably be swapped out from fishing. Let me put them in here. I think they can win. And let me take them out for a second. And put a couple of them over here on the ogre. Alright, I have to just get rid of some items right now. Town perk. Alright, so we beat the ogre. Not like that matters. And now we can go beat this. Get all the valuable stuff. I'll just sell that to a customer. I think what I need to do is fight in lower level areas. Alright, so they beat that too. Just sell that to you. And then put you all over here and see if you can win that. Who's going to be the best? That's probably the best party. We can afford another town perk at least. That one's best. Oh, another one. I'll take that. I'll take that one. That's going to guaranteed crit the next item. Yeah. They're winning this. It's decent. I guess this is where micromanaging items is what's best here. Oh, nice. And they're winning that battle too. So I can max out on fish. Oh, we're maxed out. Nice. Yeah, let's take them out and go fight the fish. Another town perk. I'll take that one. No, I don't want to lose items. I should sell a couple of potions as well. Okay, now it should be picking up. We got 12 minutes left. I think we can win. I don't think this is going to be too hard. We're going to just dump all of those things. Yeah, sell some of those. I don't actually want to sell that. This is probably the best. Expanded warehouse. Finally. Also, I forgot about re-rolling. But I got the thing that I wanted. Right. Yeah, so they can't even beat the fish fast enough. Yeah, everything's maxed out over there. Interesting. Town perk. We're going to remember our re-rolling. Actually, that's just fine. Let's get that. Ooh, Fatal Strikes. That is incredibly good for that party. Okay, so here's where we're going to finally remember that we have re-rolls. And get that. Nice. Yeah, we don't have space for any of that. Hey, nice. We got some guild supplies now. Cool. We can almost afford that. Oh, we did it. Okay, so here's the final choice. This one actually showed up at a decent time. Third is 10M45S. Okay, so what are our choices? Free treasure chest? Oh, man. Or fish give gold. Every time you cook a fish, you get 4 gold. I don't think treasure chests are that good, so I'm going to go with the fish give gold thing. And chests have less loot in them. Yeah, we're just ignoring this anyway, right? So yeah, let's take that. So now we're going to get 32 gold from what's in the pond right there. Okay, pretty good, pretty good. Sell some of that stuff. They need to be able to beat the things in the pond faster. I almost want another adventurer just to send them in there, because this is maxed out completely. Yeah, let's hire another adventurer. Oh, these are bad. These are really bad. I don't have any abilities for them. All right, let's take that. But we won't even have the time to do this unless I get max fish. Yeah. Oh, wait, we got some items from here. Yeah. How did that have 8 things in it? I didn't think that was possible. Unless I got a treasure room perk. Did I? No. Huh. I don't know how that was possible. Okay, we got a lot going on over here. 20% haste. Okay, that's just stupid. 70% faster. Yeah. I don't... Oh, max fish, for sure. That way we can put in the other adventurers and not have to worry about this. Whoops. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to do that. Oh, let's take the rogue out of the main party. No, we probably shouldn't. This is where the treasure room actually would be nice. But I don't think it's worthwhile to invest in now. Alright, we're maxed out on this stuff. Good, good. get even more loot. This is pretty good. Yeah, this is really good. The 10 power is going to help out a lot. But also, if I end this battle... Man, they shouldn't even be fighting in the fishing pond anymore. But I'm still doing it for now. Yeah, we need one of those in there. Just turn that off for a sec. Go sell that stuff. Okay, let's make... oh, we have a lot of money. That... They're finding it tough to fish because all the fish have 40% more life because of that trade-off choice that I made. What in the world just happened? I only 400 potions. I wonder if that was a bug? It's only supposed to double, but it looked like it tripled the loot. I can't even get rid of all this stuff. Oh my god, what is going on? We got 14 potions. Yeah, this is crazy. I can't even get rid of all this loot fast enough. I guess we can just grind up these weapons into keys. Now we're maxed out on keys. Oh my god, alright, this just exploded. I can't do anything here. Alright, more loot. I just need customers or something. So let's just get that. Yeah. We 100% win this. This was like stupidly easy. The crazy amount of loot that I have. We could have probably made it another like 2,500 gold and it still would have been fine. Like I can't tell if adventuring mode is too easy now. We also start with a quick move menu. The trade-offs really helped. I think we need to raise the difficulty of the game. Because yeah, I'm not able to. Who cares? It doesn't matter what I pick. Just pick literally anything. There's no way to lose at this point. Our characters are only getting more powerful. Alright, well, that was fun. Oh nice, it cast 2 spells. It doesn't matter, yeah, we're done. We have 6 minutes to get like 200 gold. We're gonna get it in the next 30 seconds. Yeah, it's almost done. There we go. Okay, let's take a picture of that. So I gotta rebalance a little bit. I do want to see, can these characters beat the final location? Like, are they that strong? Because I expect that to happen in adventuring mode. Are they even taking damage? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, they're basically not dying. Let's speed this up. Just want to see. Yeah, they can win. I should have been doing this then. Why were they getting so much loot? There's only a 50% chance anyway. But yeah, wow, crazy. This looks sick. Hey, onions. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. This is what we were specifically testing was challenge mode. And it is shaping up to be fun. There are little things that I think need to be improved. But let's start with the one of them that we have. So here were the trade-off times. Remember, this started at 35 minutes at the beginning. So what we're really saying is this is at 8 minutes in. This is at about 13 or 12 minutes in. And this is at about, what, like 25 minutes in. So 8 minutes probably took a little bit longer in adventuring mode, but this one needs to be pushed out. We want this to be at maybe the 16-minute mark, something like that. So where did I do that? Trade-off, generation, wherever we call this function. There it is. All right, so it's 4, 15, and 35. 4, 15, and 35. So I think 4 is good. I think 35 is good. We need to move 15 closer to 35. So maybe we do 22, because the cost is going to naturally increase, right? Yeah, let's try pushing it to 22. Let's see how that feels. And then, yeah, the automatic guild supplies. The trade-offs feel great. I really liked it. I didn't take any pictures, did I? No, I didn't. Well, I did, but I didn't save them. Yeah, but they felt pretty good. And even the plus 140% life and power for enemies, it did make the fishing pond worse, which is kind of interesting. And I should maybe even write that in there that like, oh, this will affect fish. But the one that didn't feel as good was the automatic guild supplies. That requires you to have a pretty large warehouse. Although you could be in industry mode, in which case you have the maximum size warehouse to begin with. And then if you get more of these things, it's only going to make you super powered. In fact, I kind of wonder what that would be like. Is that parameterized? Free guild supplies? Interval set to 50 seconds. Empty space factor. This changes. I don't remember when I got that. I think it was the second one that I took. Number of trade-offs presented +4. It said 5 in it, right? So we'd already been given one trade-off. Was it the first one? I don't remember. Okay, maybe that's a sign that I do need to do something differently. We probably should log the trade-offs that you choose if we're not going to show them in the UI. I ended up with like 3 rows of the warehouse at the end. Yeah, but it's still even pretty effective. Like if you didn't invest in the treasure room, and I did, but I didn't put a lot of effort into it. But if you didn't invest in the treasure room, those first few guild supplies are going to be extra power and health. And maybe even for adventurers you wouldn't have prioritized. But yeah, on what is it, storage enthusiast mode, you would have a max warehouse from the beginning. So choosing that would be really, really good. Be nice to have a visual representation available to the player of the choices and trade-offs you've chosen. Yes, so that is the plan. I just haven't done that plan yet. The idea is that you can already see all the perk choices that are given to you in here. And this says all. We're going to probably change that to say town and then have something that says, we're going to call it twists, I think. But we'll have like town and twists. And in twists, you'll just see upwards of 3 choices. And I do kind of wonder maybe we should do that now. Maybe we should just make the new tab this afternoon. Yeah, I think this is important. And then automatic guild supplies. So Ukta's idea is pretty interesting. For every X items you sell, gain a supply. The thing that's kind of crazy about this though is you can sell bad items to like force supplies to get created. I do like the idea of every so often that you sell something, you get a benefit. What about on the screen where you're making a choice? You display previous selections. So this is in combination with something else. So let's say you're presented with a choice here. I want this to pause the game. It doesn't pause the game right now, but if it did pause the game, we could say like see past choices here and then just bring you back to this other UI. Because I think it'd be too much to display in this screen. Like there's no extra space. The only white space is down here. And it's just not a lot. Yeah. French cheesing selling blue potion every X, yeah, dollar earned. I think I just want to change how the current thing works. And I think I want to make the interval a little bit lower. So how does this work? Empty space factor? This is a divided by thing, right? Empty space factor. Yeah, it's divided by. So we divide the number of empty spaces you have by this amount to get the number of guild supplies that we create. All right, let me think about this. Number of trade-offs presented. Is this 1 indexed? This is never lower than 1. Yeah, so it's 1 indexed. So that means that we're either presenting you with 5, 6, or 7 as the factor here, and you can have a maximum warehouse size of 64. So 64 divided by those numbers is that many items. Just do round on these. I think rounding is not the right thing, right? Isn't it a ceiling? What's done there? Ceiling, yeah, whoops. Okay, so we need to do seal. Which might have been the same numbers. I didn't actually pay attention. So 13, 11, and 10. And what I'm thinking of doing, this is every 50 seconds. What I'm thinking of doing is just cutting these in half. So doing this every maybe 25 seconds. I think that's slightly more fun. Because then you can't lose as much. Yeah. Yeah, I think I want to do that. All right, so let me think about how that would work. We would do this, and then this plus 4, we then multiply by 2. So as written, I think it should be identical in terms of number of items per minute you get. But there's some rounding that happens, which might make it actually slightly give you more. Wouldn't you want to do floors so you don't go over the max? This is how many we're trying to give you in terms of items. So if you don't have any empty spaces, it is going to give you 0 items. But if you have only 1 empty space, we will give you 1 item. Because normally we'd say you have 1 empty space, and then 1 divided by like 10 or whatever would actually end up being 0 if we did the floor of it. So we'd be like, oh, you have 1 empty space? Like, too bad. You don't get an item. Hey, Molback. I saw you in... Who did I raid yesterday? Lana stream? Is that where I saw you? Someone shouted me out. And I saw you follow. Anyway, hi, welcome in. Yeah, Lana stream. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so I think this is a pretty good formulation of this. Let's go check this stuff in. So this is change pacing of trade-off perks. I measured it in an adventuring spec run that I did. Did I save that tab? Yeah, I did. I was offered the first choice at 8 minutes in, the second at 12 minutes, and the third at 25 minutes. I think the second one should take longer, so I've upped the number of perks it takes. Not I think, I've made the second one take longer, yeah. One of the recommended videos, this is run through the demo. Yeah. I'm glad that a couple of big YouTubers covered it, because it did bring a lot of wish lists to the game and just eyes on it. What's the list of chosen languages based on? Just chat suggested stuff? I think Endorn made the command years ago. So he probably just chose some languages. It's sort of funny that you think that there's probably a lot of thought put into it. Not in a bad way or anything, I just think it's funny. Is that one of the special non-QWERTY keywords? It is, but it could have been QWERTY. So if I type my home row, or like the top row, instead of spelling QWERTY, it spells quipbj. Oh, peanut butter jelly is in there. I didn't realize that. Yeah. So I'm on a Colmac DH layout, but I could have made it whatever I want. But it doesn't have very many keys. So I can't put things like numbers just on the main layers. So here's my layout. Q, W, F, PB, etc. And then in order to type numbers, I go into a different layer. In order to type symbols, I go into a different layer. In order to type the arrow keys, I go into a different layer. Yeah. Usually have systems or reason. Yeah, I know. That's why I said it's funny. And yeah. If I were to do it based on the languages people have spoken in chat when they just come in and randomly speak another language, I think Russian, for whatever reason, would be at the top. And then trying to think, how often does this happen where it's another language? It's pretty much just Russian, I think. He's very convinced by it. Yeah, I love this. I think it's great. I will probably not use a regular keyboard again unless I have to. You know, if I'm at someone else's place or I'm on a laptop or something. Okay, so I should probably test this. Alright, what am I doing here? I'm going to trade-off generator, and I'm making sure that we only get this one, free guild supplies. So it'll generate it more frequently now. I feel Eastern European markets are pretty heavy in the game dev. Oh, I was just talking about the stream. I actually have the stats on this somewhere. Let me see if I can get them. I used to show these occasionally. There's some analytics page. Where do we do this? Wait, I'm trying to find it. Here it is. Views by location. I don't know what the time frame is for this. Probably a month. But these are the top countries of people who watch this stream. Yeah, this is for the last month. So it's pretty much always been these three for the last decade. And then the rest of them have kind of changed a bit. But yeah, for whatever reason, US, Germany, UK. It's always those three. Canada is coming up fast though. So yeah, hello wherever you are in the world. Okay, so I like this. But we haven't tested it. Let's go test it. We're gonna do it on the storage enthusiast mode, which is kind of cheating because we know we're getting this perk and we know this perk is super powerful, but we need to cheat to get it anyway. There it is. Free guild supplies. Every 25 seconds, number of fields equal to the number of empty slots divided by 10. That is correct. Wait, shouldn't this get better? I did this backwards, didn't I? Oh man, I did this backwards. I think that was a mistake. Because let's say we set it to 64, you'd always get one item. And then if we set it to 32, you'll get 2 items. Yeah, I did this backwards. Oh man. Okay, my bad. Let's undo this a bit. So how should this be? We need to figure out what the worst case scenario was. So it used to be 3 plus 4 times 2, so 14. So we do 14 minus the number of trade-offs presented times 2. Yeah. So this will give you like, well, yeah, it'll give you very few items at first. Razzle, you're really getting a kick out of this, huh? That is pretty funny. I should change that to just have the Russian. Please speak English. All right, number of fields is equal to the number of empty slots divided by 12. Okay, so let's pick that and let's just speed this up. So after the first 25 seconds, which should be very soon. Yep, there we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there. And this is with a full warehouse. But yeah, I think this would feel better. So if we just speed up the game and keep it sped up, you'll eventually pretty much fill the warehouse. Well, not really. There will be a limit where it reaches an equilibrium between how fast the workers can go. Yeah, it might fill 4 rows, for example. I don't know why this is so fascinating to me. Yeah, I think 4. Because they're taking like 2 items at a time. No, maybe 5. Okay, they did get to a 5th one. I think it'll make it here. And I'm gonna just sit here and watch this now.
Okay, now will it make it past this? It did. All right, I was wrong. Yeah, so as there are more and more of these that fill up, you'll get fewer and fewer items. Now we're only getting one item per proc. Oh no, we're still getting a few. Wait, why are we getting a few? Is it only the empty ones? That was 2. That was 2 or 3? I can't tell. 1, 2, yeah, 2. It's giving me 2 every time. All right, I think it's stabilized. Yeah, I think it's stabilized. So I don't think it'll ever fill this space, or if it does, it'll like never fill the next one maybe. What kind of game is this? So this is a town management game, but this is the challenge mode version of it, and I was testing something very specific. The base game is very casual and laid back. The demo's available. It's pretty much what I'm going to show you here, which is that you can send adventurers into battle. They fight automatically for you. You can just sit around and let them fight forever. And they'll earn loot automatically that then your workers will go stock into your shops and sell. So we just force them to win this battle. We get a little potion out. Our worker will come by and just pick it up for us and bring it to a shop. And these customers can buy the items. And yeah, we can eventually hire more adventurers, build out our town, level these characters up, get skills. There's a decent amount to this game, I would say. All right, so this is change free guild supplies. It now generates half as many items, but twice as often. That way it doesn't feel as bad when your warehouse is full. Also, I fixed a bug where it would get worse as more perks had been offered already. Send people out on missions so they get loot. Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a fun idea. I think how the loot works is kind of interesting because in a game like Moonlighter, you set prices. And in some other games, like, you don't even see the battles. In some games, you don't see the loot. So, yeah, I decided against setting prices in this game. I just don't think it's a fun mechanic. And I kind of played from this whole aspect of, like, if the game is automated, what choices do I want you to have to make? And it's kind of cool because now I watch people play the game and they'll get an adventurer. So, like, you start with a rogue, for example. And as they level up, they see these skills and they don't even go look at, like, what are all the different details. They're just like, oh, that sounds cool and that sounds cool. And I'm like, cool. That is, like, the casual way of approaching this game. And then for the people who want more depth, there will be challenge mode where these things might start to matter a bit more. Okay, so we did this. I think anything we do for playtest, still record when you get each trade-off. And this, try to see what a new player would want to know or see. I think pausing the game is really important. And then just this stuff. Okay, so yeah, we're looking pretty good. It's about noon. I have not taken a single break, and it's been 3 hours and 24 minutes of streaming, so I really need to not do that. But today's gone pretty well so far. So in the afternoon, I definitely want to do that perk thing, which might not even take that long. How long is the demo? It's about 2 hours. Yeah, not a break. I really should have taken a break, but I'm going to take a lunch break. All right, so I improved challenge mode some more, getting it to the point where people can play a little more publicly. Yeah, so there have been some Skeleseller videos, but none for 2 notifications. Oh, cool. Let me just read this really fast. I think the enjoyment will definitely balance based on if someone is more to leave in the background. Okay, cool. Yeah, so if I go to videos made this week, so Crystal Dreams and Tutu and Budget Aquaman. Oh, this video got 369 views. Huh, that's pretty good. Let's take a look and see. I'll mute this. Are there any new comments on their video, I wonder? This one. Really cute game. I'm invested. Wouldn't mind a playthrough once it's released. Pleasantly surprised. I will play more when it comes out. Thumbs up. I didn't leave a comment on their video? I normally do. Huh. Yeah, huh. Leave a comment on this video. Am I actively reaching out to YouTubers to play the game? Yeah. Yeah, I've sent messages now to probably more than 100 people. And actually, there have been a lot of videos made. If you look at Skeleseller and I type -Adam so it doesn't show my stuff, like, you can... What, is that new? No. You can see there's a... Oh, and I guess I have to click videos as well. You can see there's a decent number of videos here from people who've played. So we got tens of videos. Actually, this is... Okay, no, not all of them are Skeleseller now. But yeah, decent number of people who played. And some people I didn't even reach out to. I'm just seeing quickly, was there anyone else that I haven't seen? No. I think that's it. Yeah. What's a shortcut for hyperlink? On Mac, it's Command K. On Windows, it's Control K. Okay, let's sync this. So I am going to go get lunch. And then we'll do this in the afternoon. We'll do some playtesting and stuff. Remember, in 4 hours from now, I'm going to raid B, who's going to be playing the demo. I think it was Korean and Chinese. I don't think there's been a Japanese player that's played yet. Or at least not that I recall. So yeah. I won't be raiding anyone now. Let me actually just double check that before I commit to that. Yeah, I won't be raiding anyone now. So I'll go get lunch. I'll be back in about an hour. Thank you all for watching so far. And I hope you'll be there in the afternoon, because I would like to raid this person with enough viewers that they feel like, oh, cool, this was nice. I got to play the game and, you know, have a good impression. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll be back in a bit. Bye.